right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. And man, XRP continues to impress us here this morning after the big news yesterday. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the overall market. Bitcoin's looking pretty good here this morning too. And we've got a lot to get into when it comes to altcoins, meme coins, just always some things happening, as you guys know. But the big news, obviously, is XRP. And we're still witnessing a nice little, pop in the price here as the news continues to surface a little bit across the board. And the market overall looking pretty good. We're down slightly here, just under a $2 trillion market cap. But if we refresh, we're actually now above it. So yesterday, huge day, kind of got news dropped on us out of nowhere that the XRP lawsuit was done. If you guys had missed the news, we'll recap that and then kind of get into some of the specifics that they're kind of talking about now as it relates to all of this. So Woo Blockchain says right here, a U.S. district judge, of course, Judge Torres, ruled that Ripple violated securities laws in over 1,200 institutional sales transactions, which, we kind of knew it was going to happen somewhat like this. It wasn't going to be a full-on, oh my gosh, this group won, this group won. They were going to probably meet in the middle at some point. So here's what it is. They fined Ripple $125 million. Keep in mind, Ripple has already spent over that number to essentially fight the SEC in order to pay this number at the end and be security free. Most companies would have never, ever paid the amount of money that Ripple did, but obviously Ripple's well funded. And now we have to ask the big question, without this, depressing the price of XRP, what could we do in this bull cycle? What could XRP do? And I think a lot of people excited about that, right? The potential there. And of course, this 125 million is far less than the 2 billion, which was initially sought after by the SEC. The judgment ruled that Ripple's programmatic sales of XRP to retail investors through exchanges did not violate any securities laws. Of course, this news came down last year, July 2023. And we've been waiting for this side of the lawsuit to basically end, or at least come to some kind of conclusion. And we finally got it here. All right. So this came out yesterday, kind of out of nowhere. Dark Defender here, which I'm going to give him a follow. I shared the timeline below almost a year ago before the 93-cent run. We targeted it. Then we discussed the possibility of touching 39 cents, which we kind of got down there, 38 cents. XRP touched 38, then bounced off our previous level of 66. The structure below represents that we are in wave 3, targeting $1.88, 582, 1822 and 36.76 with wave 5. Now, I don't know if we get to $18 and $36 in this cycle, but I could see us getting to the $5 price target. I've said this before. I think with this news coming down, that's obviously extremely bullish for Ripple and XRP. I think it opens the door for XRP to be one of the top gainers, if not the top gainer, when we look at the top 10 cryptos. I certainly think that that's a possibility, given how much pent-up demand there should be, on the sidelines right now, considering a lot of people, even myself from the retail side, I'm now going to be buying a lot more XRP now that I have more clarity. And I think a lot of people, are probably feeling something similar. Any prediction after the meeting? Yeah, I mean, it depends. If you're looking at this cycle in general, I'm kind of looking at that, $3 to $5 range. Keep in mind, we got to $2 back in 2021 and it wasn't listed anywhere, wasn't available. It was still going through a lawsuit. Chris says, what's Gucci? Good morning, man. Good morning, brother. Busta Crypto's in the house, member of the channel. What's going on? Stevie's here, potentially $2 max. I mean, here's the thing, Mr. Strom, though. We got there without the lawsuit being over. We got there in 2021. So doesn't that logically tell you that we should get well beyond that with no lawsuit now looming? Good morning, Jerry. How you doing, man? He says here, as soon as we move past 66, you can quickly expect it to hit $1.03, a mid-level target. Staying above 103 represents an extremely bullish zone above the Ichimoku clouds on the monthly time frame. The MACD monthly indicator turned bullish. Most of you are wondering why the lawsuit outcome did not impact the price, although it did a little bit. As mentioned multiple times, XRP's price is driven by its pattern, not external decisions. So they actually put a chart here too, right? So we could see here, this is the 1 month chart. And if we take a look at it ourselves here, we've essentially been consolidating since 2022. All right, so if we take a look at the monthly time frame here and pull this up, this is the 1 minute, but let's take a look at the 1 month. And resort that back down. There you go. That's what we've been looking at. I mean, essentially, we've been trading in a very, very tight range. If we go back to 2020, we wicked down to about 10 cents. That was a great opportunity there. We did pop up to 193 here. On some exchanges, we got over $2. That was back in April 2021. But really, since June 2022, we've been basically trading in a very, very tight window. Okay, we had a little bit of a pop in July last year to 93 cents. But other than that, anywhere from 38 cents, to 65, right? So if we look at that holistically, man, as soon as we're able to kind of get free from $1, we're going to get price discovery with XRP. And when that happens, things can get really, really interesting, right? So we've been waiting for price discovery with XRP for years because we've been shut out by the SEC. And there's been this black cloud over XRP, not allowing it to kind of move. And again, if you take a look at this monthly time frame and we start really rocking and rolling here, I mean, even the technicals now are showing XRP is a buy. All of a sudden, we've kind of flipped over all of our zones here, all of our moving averages. They're all in like the mid 50 cent, low 50 cent range. Look at it on the 200 day, the 100 day, the 50, the 30, the 20, the 10. So you can see like the smaller time frames were about like 56, 57 cents. And then the larger time frames like 200 day, 100 day, you can see are right around like 54, 53. So we're comfortably above that here at 61 cents. We're up now 43% in the last month. Keep in mind, XRP had the best month of any crypto in the top 10 back in July. Had a 35% gain in July alone. And now in the last month, when you just look at the last 30 days, we're up 43%. But I definitely believe we're just scratching the surface here. And I think people are forgetting this price has been depressed for 4 years. We're not far away from price discovery. We can get institutional and retail demand now that there's more clarity on XRP. And this is where I want to start accumulating. Everybody made fun of me and everybody said, Zach, you're crazy for not buying XRP right now. One day it's going to explode. It's going to go crazy. And I said, listen, if I've got a little bit, I've got a position. If I miss a little bit of the gains because I didn't get a bunch of it before the lawsuit ended, that I would be totally okay with that. And look, now the lawsuit is essentially all but over. I mean, they haven't really paid this fine yet, to my knowledge. We'll keep our eye on that. But once they do, we're still sitting at 61 cents. There's still a lot of room to the upside. And now it's a far less riskier bet. And that's kind of what I've been highlighting and saying for a while here with XRP. So we got some super chats here. It's Summers. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the $5 super bomb there. Get you guys a drink next time. I'll buy myself a coffee, brother. Thank you. Appreciate everybody rocking here with us. $3 is next up. Shib Army's in the house. What's going on, man? Price when we get XRP ETF. If we get an XRP ETF, that could certainly help, Joseph, 100%. I think we'll get some kind of fund that will have XRP in it. Whether it's like kind of a basket of cryptos, or maybe XRP all alone. Charles, my man, appreciate you so much. Lawsuit over, $10 super chat. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Lawsuit over XRP is free to rise. And then talking about the stable coin coming at some point this year. That's another catalyst. and then ETFs potentially coming for Ripple, another possible catalyst, and then a possible IPO. $13 to $20 possible, Charles says, during the upcoming bull run. That would be insane. That would be insane. It's times were normal, we would all have to be rich by now. If times were normal, we would have all been rich by now. Good morning, Big Z. Emax in the house. What's up, man? Juan Molina, good morning. Retro Kendu, what's up? What's up? Is this what Trump's son was referring to, the big announcement? That's a good question, Ms. Sanchez. I don't think so. I think it's probably more in line with Bitcoin because Trump just spoke there. It's probably something to do with strategic reserves of Bitcoin, I would think. Maybe not, though. Who knows? Juan Molina just became a member on the channel. Appreciate you, Juan. Guys, if you are on YouTube and you haven't hit the like button, definitely help us out by smashing the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, too, if you have not already. We're witnessing this XRP pump. This XRP lawsuit is massive for crypto. The XRP lawsuit coming to a close. News yesterday broke. So definitely want to see you guys. Join the channel if you have not already. And if you're over on X, definitely share what we've got going here as well. It should be listed here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, smash that retweet, guys. Repost that. I'm going to repost the Breakfast Club, too. The Breakfast Club's coming up at 9:30, guys. In 5 minutes, we're going to start the Breakfast Club, so be on the lookout for that. Here, we're going to do it right here. You don't have to leave. If you want to join the party, though, you can. You come over on X and join us over there. If you're not following me on X, too, make sure you guys are. We've got a ton of stuff happening there. Isn't XRP and AXLR merging or working? They are working alongside each other. Yes, they're partnered up. And the documentary is going to come out soon, Austin says. Why isn't this thing moving? Why this thing isn't moving? It definitely is moving. It's the top gainer right now. But I've said all along, like, I didn't think it was going to shoot up to $5 overnight when this news came out. And that's why there's still time to accumulate. That's why I didn't go all in, but why I've been buying now the last 2 days and why I'll continue to accumulate XRP now, right? Slowly, dollar cost average. Because now that we're, home free here, I think we could get a really interesting price movement. Here in the last month, you could see big pump, from the beginning, really from, right here from 3 days ago, we were down here at 44 cents all the way back up to 61. That's a great move there on the chart. If you guys have, been using XT Algo, my trading indicator, you'd probably be killing it if you're looking to make some short-term swing trades on XRP. This is a great tool for you guys. Links are down below. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can set your own customized alerts. I have all my alerts set for XRP on the 4-hour, so I know when that chart's breaking out, I can make a trade, or it's a great tool to use to dollar cost average. And these prices are slashed by 21%. So instead of 47, it's 37, 125 a quarter. That's for 3 months. Goes down to $90 for 3 months. That's $30 a month. That is $1 a day to use this tool. If you make one successful trade, guys, it's worth it. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. You can get the yearly package for $400, and you're in for a year. 30-day money-back guarantee, guys. You're absolutely crazy for not giving this a shot or some type of indicator. If it's not mine, that's fine. But I think mine is right up there with the easiest to use, and it's very accurate. This has been out now for almost a year. We've got hundreds of people trading using XT Algo as a script and trading view. I walk you through how to do it when you do decide to get into this. I show you exactly how to use it in step-by-step format once you sign up today. So you can start now. Check it out, XT Algo, 30-day money-back guarantee, guys. It's a great tool for you guys. It's one of the products that I have on the back end. It is in the description of my YouTube videos. If you're interested in checking that out, definitely give it a look. XRP is its own. It's its own thing. But it is BNB if you really want to get technical. It's a BNB address if you want to get technical. I disagree, Joe. I get it. A lot of people are very, very against it or very for it, but I disagree that it's, not going anywhere. I think it has a lot of potential. Watch out, Saul. Here comes XRP. Can it catch it? Let's see here. Still a ways away, but XRP could easily flip USDC here, but still a ways away from BNB and Solana. XRP is comfortably over TON, Doge, Cardano, though. What's up, Brian? XRP is going to close in on Sol fairly quickly. We'll see. I think Sol will do very good too. Does SEC and Ripple still have a meeting today? I'm not quite sure, Todd, if that is still on the table. Probably, I would imagine, now that this news broke, probably just finer details and stuff like that, or agreeing to pay the fine. Good morning from Texas. Got my cold brew. Bring on some good news, Zach. Hit that like button. How you doing, Denise? Looks like it on the 30-minute could go higher. What's up, Brenda? Will XRP hit a new all-time high this upcoming bull run? I believe so, yes. Good. I'm from Houston. Nice, Brenda. How's that MAPE looking? You and your boys were shilling. Ryan, that's one that Zach from Subway called, but I mean, it's a short-term swing trade play, man. It's meme coins. So if you didn't take profits and you're wrecked on it, that's on you, Ryan. It's a meme coin. It went up substantially, came way back down. It's a classic meme coin, right? It's all timing, man. So I don't know if you're being like, you're trying to get after me on this or something, but obviously if you are, you don't understand how crypto works and meme coins. Everything is not created equal, man. It's all timing. And there was a lot of time there to win that trade when Zach first called it. And we got to get on the Crypto Breakfast Club, actually. So let's fire it up. Let's fire it up, guys. Oh, shoot. I set it for tomorrow. All right, we're starting it up. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Breakfast Club. We are back live. Got our co-host here, Zach and Paid. We've got some familiar faces in the crowd. Barkoshi, I see you. Busta Crypto, BDS Mom. Everybody's in the house. Appreciate you guys. There's Ian here as well. Rex, Stevie. Appreciate you guys. Cassius, Scott, Nats, Pete, Alex, and everybody else here in the chat. Appreciate you guys. We are live on YouTube and X right now as well. Wow, what a big day yesterday. Kind of came out of nowhere with XRP. Charts looking really solid here. What a great trading opportunity. I don't want to say we called it yesterday, but we called it yesterday. Something big was brewing. Now, I didn't think it was going to come down the same day, but I've been watching this thing for the past month. It was the best performing asset in the top 10 last month, up 35%, now up 43% in the last month. And something was definitely brewing with XRP. And I just kind of looked at it from a lot of different angles. Retail interest had picked up. Whales had been accumulating like crazy. We knew the lawsuit was kind of getting close to the end. The SEC canceled a meeting, right? Maybe even two meetings, for sure one, with XRP. And I've been talking about it on YouTube. I'm like, this is bullish for Ripple. They're in the driver's seat here. And now news came out yesterday that they have to pay $125 million fine. And that should be nothing. Should be a drop in the bucket because the SEC wanted $2 billion. They're not going to get that. They're going to get $125 million. Keep in mind, Ripple has already paid well over that just to fight the last 3-4 years during this lawsuit. They've probably spent upwards to $200 million is kind of the price that they had mentioned. So I definitely want to start off by talking about XRP a little bit, not only from a price standpoint, but what it means for the market, what it means for more clarity in crypto when it comes from a regulatory standpoint. Because I just don't think the SEC is going to be able to do this with every asset, right? They're not going to drag every crypto into a 4-year lawsuit. So what does this mean? I mean, does this set a precedent? How does this impact the overall altcoin market? What does this mean for cryptos like Cardano and Solana that have been listed or deemed securities in the past by the SEC? But recently the SEC pulled that out, right? Remember, in the last couple of weeks, they pulled that off the table. And I think a lot of the reason was because of this XRP lawsuit coming to a close. So I think it's a really bullish thing, even if you're not into XRP necessarily, even if you don't believe in it or you're not invested or you don't like it. I think what Ripple's done for our industry is massive. And I think this is a big deal no matter what. So welcome in, everybody. As you guys know, we really appreciate you being here, and we want more people here. So definitely retweet the space, get it out there in front of as many people as we can. And that'll definitely help us grow the Crypto Breakfast Club. We've got about 600 people live with us on YouTube and X right now, along with everybody here. So appreciate that. And Zach, what's going on, man? What's your take right now on XRP, the lawsuit ending? What's your take?
Bullish. One word. Bullish. No, that's what I look at it. Honestly, it's laughing at me. Yeah, I just think it's bullish. I mean, I don't know what else more to say, really. The overall market's looking good. XRP, it's going to take a little bit for it to go up. Everyone thought it was probably going to moon, but things happen. Things take time. You got to be patient a little bit. But overall, not deeming the security is really good for the overall market. So I'm not a huge XRP fan, but I pay attention to it. It's cool. But it's overall bullish for the market. I'm waiting. I'm pretty bullish on Bitcoin hitting 60K. If that hits 60K, we're back in motion. So I always said if it goes under 60, it's a little bearish. It pulled back better than I thought, the whole market. So we're in an uptrend. I know it retraced a little bit. Things are consolidating, but don't get it twisted. These institutions are buying up everything. So you paper hands, I mean, this is the wrong time, not financial advice to get out. But if you don't need the money, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing selling? So that's my take on it. Yeah, the market looks great. Couple great tokens. Like we were talking about yesterday, the Nero one. I'm a huge supporter of that. Just, because I see what it can do, the community's behind it, the drive it has. It's on a little pullback right now, but that's healthy. It's very healthy. I've been watching it, go from negative 8% to about 6%, 8%. So right around here is a great floor. Hopefully it moves in the upward position, but that's a long-term play for me. I'm not even looking at it. Check it randomly because, around the 200 million market cap. So I'm bullish on that. I'm bullish on the market. Things are looking good. I mean, this crash only happened last weekend, and we're holding up very, very well. So if we can see that Bitcoin hit over 60K, I'm extremely bullish, and I will dump a shitload more money into the market. But I'm kind of just holding off a little bit to see where it goes, because at any given turn, it can, crash back down. So I'm about 50-50 right now. Just waiting to see that hit over the 60K and see where we're at from there. And I'm cool. 2.5, 5-10% swings. It's fine for me. It's great for trading. I'm looking for the 2.5x right now. I haven't seen that real big major bullet meme coin sending other than the Nero one at the moment, but I'm watching everything quietly, and I'm bullish. Everyone come up as a speaker, and we want to hear you guys speak. Please retweet the space. Shout out to everyone up here. I see tons of people in the audience, great people, smart, intelligent people. Also, share out Zach's YouTube page, man. This thing is growing. It's great. It's the best crypto morning show ever, because we cover all aspects of the market, not just one thing. So you'll learn a lot. Get out your Google Docs, take some notes, and don't buy the turtleneck Inu. Just kidding.
What happened with that?
I don't know. I saw it yesterday from Paid, and I'm like, it's funny, but that's how things can take off. Zach can say one thing, and people think it's gonna, they mint it and they send it, but I'm not endorsing that. I'm just laughing at it. It's funny, So, but that's all. That's what I got right now. I'm currently at my hotel working, so I'll mute for a second. But back to you guys.
I appreciate that, brother. Guys, just want to say thank you, honestly, for all the support over these past several weeks. It really does mean a lot, and it's awesome to watch this thing grow. And then on YouTube, I'm coming up on a cool milestone, less than 400 subscribers away from 150K. That's a cool number. Nice whole round number. So super excited about hitting that milestone here, probably in the next couple of days, as long as I keep grinding here and putting the work in, and we're getting some nice traction there. And then the Breakfast Club growing like crazy. Of course, we're live streaming it there. We're live streaming it here on X, and just been awesome. So just want to say thank you to everybody. And yeah, I agree with you, Zach. I think this is a big deal for the overall market. I think even if you don't like XRP or you're not invested in XRP, this is a big deal for the overall market. It sets a precedent. It kind of unlocks, I think, the entire altcoin market. And you take a look at what Ripple did in fighting the SEC for all these years. Most companies would have folded. I mean, most companies would have gave in and wouldn't have paid upwards to $200 million to fight the fight. But say what you want about Ripple, but they did that. If you take a look at it from a price standpoint too, Zach, I still really like it. And I know you're way more technical than I am on the charts, but everything indicates that we could still see some really nice movement here. RSI is still pretty flat here. There's buy signals all across the board. When we look at the moving averages, we're above every major moving average, 10-day, 20-day, 50-day, 100-day, 200-day. We're above all of that right now, and we're comfortably consolidating right now. The 30-minute chart really looks nice. I think we're still gearing up here as long as the overall market holds up or at least stays flat, consolidates. I think XRP could be in room, could have some more room to go. And this is why I've been saying for years, not months, but years, I'll start buying a lot more XRP once I have more clarity. And people were always making fun of me. People were saying, it's going to be too late, Zach. You're stupid. It's going to go to $5 as soon as that news comes out. I'm like, I don't think so. And if it does, so be it. So be it. So I missed it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'll have time to accumulate. And now look, we're sitting here at 60 cents. I still think it's very undervalued. Keep in mind, XRP went to $2 back in 2021. We talked about this yesterday. And that was when, the lawsuit was still ongoing. We had no clarity. It wasn't listed anywhere on U.S. centralized exchanges. You couldn't get it anywhere. And it still went to $2. So I think once we hit some price discovery in this bull cycle and altcoin season hits, I think XRP could be the biggest gainer of the top 10. I firmly believe that. And now that we have way more clarity, I'm going to start accumulating. I bought some yesterday at around 59 cents. I bought some right when the news broke around 55 cents. And I, bought some in the 30-cent range, whatever it was back in 2022, I believe. It was early bear market. So I'm going to be actively kind of DCAing into my XRP position now that I, have more clarity. It's a much less riskier investment for me. So that's just kind of the way I'm playing it. That's just my, standpoint on it. But Pate, I want to get your perspective on it. What's this mean for crypto? How do you feel about it all? And I know you're a big Cardano guy, but what's your take?
Zach, I'm riding a horse. Give me a second. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm pulling up. One second. I'm riding to a battlefield right now because I'm against all the scammers in this industry and, all these people cheating all the money. Hold on. There's a battle. I'm coming up to the field right now. Hold on. Yep, we're fighting out here for everyone's right to fight. SRP fighting, and now we're fighting. They're cheating us. They're panic selling. People are scamming left and right in this industry. We gotta fight. Oh my God, they killed Sam. Oh, fuck. Oh. Okay, enough of the bullshit. That was from Game of Thrones, actually, guys. And I was actually riding a horse, if you couldn't tell. Listen, XRP, I love XRP. XRP was one of the only things I bought and held since, when was it, 2017? I held them all the way to before the lawsuit even started, everything. I was like, dude, Ripple's the only thing. I didn't hold Cardano that much. I mean, I did hold some, but I had XRP I think XRP was one of my first cryptos. I think it was Cardano, XRP, VeChain, and StormX. And with XRP winning now, everyone's like, oh, it's going to go to the moon. I don't think it's going to the moon right this second. You got to give it, the whole market has to move. With legal clarity, though, and then when you mentioned Cardano, I think it was last week that Cardano, Solana, and one other were deemed not securities by omission of them from the lawsuit, if I'm not correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I mean, that right there was already major legal guidance for a good chunk of the industry. Now with XRP, they won, quote unquote. They still have to pay a fine, but they won. Now that clarity is here, I think we're going to have much smoother sailing, especially going into the election, because it's going to be hard for any politician right now to argue that, these are securities. And that's going to be huge for the market. Absolutely massive. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm still DCAing into some plays. I still think VeChain is going to do very well. I still think, Cardano is going to do very well. I think XRP is going to do very well. Liking a lot of meme coins. I'm looking at Nero. Me and Zach we were talking in the back channels this morning about Nero. I'm interested. I haven't invested yet, full disclosure, but I am interested in it for sure. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at KPay also. And then what's that project? What's it called? Cloverine. Yesterday, we talked about Cloverine. Had a massive dump. They're on the floor. Not financial advice. They might be coming on Shark Tank. We're talking in the back channels right now. Hopefully they come on Shark Tank. But they're on the floor right now. I don't know. I mean, listen, if something's going to 10x, I'd rather get it off the floor. That's just me personally. Love the Zachs. Love you guys. How are you, Zach? Zach, I have a question for you. Not crypto related. How's your mental health doing? For both Zachs. How are you guys doing?
I'm solid, man. Solid. Tired. Been going crazy. Definitely kind of could need a recharge of the batteries, but it's good, man. It's always just fun. I mean, I will say this. I mean, everybody has bad days or whatever, but anytime I'm going through something like that, it's just I always remember I'm super grateful, super lucky, to just be in this space and kind of know about crypto, but then also to have a platform and to be able to, be an entrepreneur and do my own thing. And man, I mean, that right there just kind of snaps me back out of it, but no, it's good, man. I'm feeling great.
I think there should be more of a conversation. Maybe not today, maybe next week at some point. I know we're kind of busy next week traveling and stuff, but at some point, a conversation about mental health and crypto or just investments in general. I think I think that's a conversation we had because, we are a crypto community, but, people can suffer from mental health. When you see your chart drop 50% and that was your rent money or that was your fucking whatever, that could really fuck with you, and obviously we don't believe, the bull run's over by any means. I think it's not even really here yet, but I think we should have a conversation about mental health. Again, not necessarily today, but mainly with, what investing in mental health looks like, especially in crypto when you have wild swings. Because 1 minute you're happy, you're up like 200%, and then you're down 100%. It's like, what the fuck just happened, And that's why I say kind of all the time, you kind of got to be dead inside, or just like Natasha says, play dead a little bit. But what? At some point, let's have that conversation. I think it'd be great. I think the community would appreciate it.
No, definitely, man. I think it's super important that you stay even keel, as I like to say, or level headed, or just kind of be somewhere in the middle. And I think it's just a good place to be in life too, like not getting too high, not getting too low, right? And just kind of enjoy the ride, man. With crypto, if you can't stomach the volatility, I mean, you're going to get very, very emotional. You're going to have these super highs and lows. But I think a lot of it comes down to how you adjust, how you kind of adjust your portfolio in a way where you could sleep good at night. So many people, I think, go to bed thinking, oh my gosh, I hope I don't wake up to zero tomorrow. But it's like, we talk about this all the time. Like, what are you doing to have that backbone in your portfolio? What are you doing to have that kind of that feeling of, hey, no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. And I think a lot of it is, don't over leverage. Don't be, all in on one little thing. Right. And I mean, we saw it just with that 50, 60% pullback. I see it all the time in YouTube comments and things like that. I can sense like people are freaking out. They think the sky's falling. And if you're feeling that way, you're not doing this crypto thing the right way. Right. That's really what it tells me. If you have that feeling, you're not doing this thing the right way. I don't know, Zach, if you could speak to that. I mean, because we all had to learn this kind of like through our experiences and making mistakes. Zach might be busy.
I can't even hear him. He says it looks like you unmuted, Zach, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't think I can't hear you either if you're talking, Zach.
Zach, drop down real quick.
Yeah, he'll come back up.
But I would say this, like in this last dump that just happened in the market, like last cycle, I would have been fucking freaking out, right? I'm like, oh shit. Like, but once you realize this is crypto and this is going to happen, we're going to get more 30% drawdowns in the future, maybe even a 50%. But I think it's going to be way less. But we're going to get that in the future. And, I think we probably have.
Yeah, I can't hear either. I don't know. Twitter's being weird right now, eh?
You can't hear me?
You can't hear Paid either, Clobbering?
I can drop down also if you want.
He must not be able to hear anybody.
Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Clobbering, you might have to drop down and come back up. But yeah, I think there's at least 2 or 3 more 30% drawdowns before the final blow off top. And that's just another day in crypto, guys, to be honest with you. That's just how it moves. You'll pump 100%, 200%, 300%. And then you have to, there has to be a time where stuff comes back down a little bit.
No, 100%.
I think a lot of people, especially new people, that's why, Zach, when you see those people in the comments, that's a lot of those people are new. And like you were saying before, a lot of people come to YouTube if they're new in crypto, right? And they're looking for, answers, solutions, ideas, strategies about crypto. So when they're coming to your YouTube channel and they see, a project go down 50%, it's like the end of the world, especially if you're coming from traditional finance. A 5% drop in the stock market, some people want to jump off a fucking cliff, literally, right? And then for us, we're just chilling. It's like, 70% down. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Another day in the office, Yeah. It's a whole different mindset because we pump so hard. You can put $10 in a project and it literally overnight could 100x. It's very rare, but it has happened. And you're like, what just happened? Why did I not put more money into this? And that will happen multiple times throughout the cycle. You're going to miss, you're not going to catch everything. Obviously, it's impossible. You're going to run out of money at some point if you don't have cash laying on the side like you always preach. But the market pumps like crazy, but at some point it has to retrace. It has to build a floor. And that's why I try to talk to other projects about all the time that ask me, what we should do going forward with whatever. It's like, you got to have a minimum where you just don't want your project to go under, and that means the debt, helps the floor out a little bit. Sure. I would never have a problem with that. But, right now, panic selling is, for new people really can ruin their chances of financial freedom.
Yeah, and I think so many people come into the market that are brand new, and all they hear about it is all these people making a bunch of money in crypto, and they just expect it to happen, right? Like they just come in with this idea that, all you got to do is get in here and everything goes up, right? And I know that sounds crazy to us, but somebody coming in brand new, that's all they kind of know, right? Until they get in here and they get wrecked, and they learn the lingo, they learn how people get scammed. They learn, that you have to almost lose before you win. All of these sort of things that we know, you gotta feel it. You got to go through it. And obviously we've got a space here where, if you are brand new, hopefully we can mitigate some of those big mistakes and some of those failures. Of course, I firmly believe you got to go through some of it. You still got to go through some of that. I think, in crypto and in life in general, to kind of feel what it feels like. That's how you get better. That's how you grow. But if we can mitigate some of those big things, like, not getting your wallet compromised, those stories happen all the time to people brand new, right? If we can mitigate that, that's a big deal. And that's important.
Yeah. And what is that old saying? It's like lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. You got to get punched in the face a few times. You have to. It wakes you up, because you really do. When you first come into crypto, you really think it's just going up forever. That's what I thought. I mean, I don't know about anyone else in the stage or anyone else in the comments, but when I first got into crypto, I was like, you put $100 into this and it's going to be 10,000 by next week because it's going to pump forever. Oh, fuck yeah. Awesome. And then it was like, I put $100 in this and now it's 15. Oh, I'm going to pull everything. Oh, wait, it reversed. And now it would have been worth $300. And it's like, what the fuck just happened? That's crypto for early investors. That's what it's like. And it sucks. But you got to learn that. Again, we talked about this on the other last week? No, earlier this week when the market started rebounding. It touched 49, and I said, guys, this could literally just flip around. If you sold any time before then, you lost money. Unless you got in right when Zach from Subway called it on Friday, and they say, hey, pull some profits. But I said, hey guys, I'm just sitting on the sideline right now. We don't know which way this is going to go. This could go up, like this could rebound, or this could keep going down. I was like, you know what? I'm not touching anything. And what happened? It kissed 49 and pumped up to 54, and now we're at 58. If you sold, especially if you sold your whole bag, some people did that. There's going to be people in the market that sold their whole bag at 52, said, fuck this, I'm not going to lose any more money. It goes down to 49. They're like, I told you guys this was going to happen. And then it turned around and we're at 58. Now you got to buy back in higher. And look at you. Look at you. We told you in the Crypto Breakfast Club what was good. Look at you now.
100%. And Zach, are you speaking? I want to maybe get a mic check. Make sure you're back with us.
No, he's not. I can't hear you, Zach.
Yeah, we can't hear you again. I saw his mic unmuted. Yeah, Zach, we still can't hear you.
There's more emojis.
Claverine, what's up, man? Claverine, can you hear us?
Zach, maybe it's us. Give us a thumbs up, guys, if you can hear us. Everyone in the room, please.
Hey, what's good? Hey, guys. Good morning.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
What's happening, man? Can you hear us? Can you hear both of us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I have to listen from my phone though, and then I'm talking. I'm talking on the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So what's up, man? Well, this is going well.
Yo, Elon Musk, bro. Listen, Elon Musk, if you're listening, someone's listening.
Yeah, there's a really weird delay. I don't know what's going on. It must be the spaces or something, but yeah, shit. I'm loving this convo about mental health, so.
Gotcha, man. Let's go to Saga Crypto. Saga, can you hear us?
Hey, yeah, I can. How you guys doing?
What's happening, man? What's on your mind?
Nothing much. So I just wanted to come in. I don't usually talk about projects, but I know you guys probably know about Pepe and Hoppy. Matt Fury has a third book and a third frog called Pepe, and it looks like it's about to be another blue chip. So if you guys want, you can go to my profile and see I have it pinned, or the call in my bio. And I mean, yeah, I'm sure you guys know about Pepe and Hoppy. If you want to look at the chart, you can see it's been going crazy. It had like 1 million volume and 1 million market cap in like the first hour. So it was super insane. So definitely just check it out, you know. I just wanted to hopefully give you guys some alpha that you can look back and be like, damn, that was crazy.
Appreciate that, man. Sorry for the delay. I'm making some more coffee. I can hear you though.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yesterday we went through a bunch of things we liked, different cryptos we liked. We'll highlight some of those meme coins that we're looking at right now too, still, for sure. But definitely, XRP's been a big topic. I think again, it's really great for the overall market. We've got Ton coin actually recovering pretty nicely too, up 10% today. Sui, layer 1 blockchain, up about 6% right now. Alongside a couple other decent gainers, BitTenzer, Tau in the AI sector, Stellar XLM following XRP like it always does, up about 5% too. But XRP leading the way, up 19%, still at 60 cents, guys. But I think Bitcoin is a big storyline right now too. Bitcoin's holding up nicely. Of course, we always are looking at BTC. We did have a pump just in the last couple hours, guys. We got up to 58,500. I'd love to see us close up above 58 today. But I'm looking at the 30-minute chart right now, and looks really good on Bitcoin. We'll see here. RSI is getting a little high here. So if we could just continue to consolidate here, I think I'd be happy the rest of the week. But I think a weekly close over 58K is something we've been looking at for a while. A couple analysts have put that out there. So we've got a little time to get there and close above 58. Again, we just touched over it in the last like hour and a half, 2 hours. So definitely looking at that. But from a technical standpoint, we're looking at different moving averages. We still need to climb a little higher. And again, Zach said 60K. I think that's an important one. That 200-day moving average, the EMA, is sitting at 59,388. 59,388. That would be awesome if we can reclaim that this week. Reclaim that 200-day moving average after obviously a super volatile last 7 to 10 days with Bitcoin. So we'll be watching that for sure, seeing how that plays out. But yeah, there's a ton of small caps we've been looking at. I know Nairo has been on fire. Shout out to their community. We've been looking at that quite a bit.
Zach, Nairo actually just rated us. If you look at the comments, they ran that shit the fuck up in the retweets. So yeah, that's great to see their community here. I would love to see them on the show. That'd be great.
Zach, this is the thing, we're waiting for the market to recover, and the community itself, we were able to pull together 50 grand plus 1% supply for a big exchange listing once the market recovers. And we hit 9 million. I actually called this at 20K market cap, and we ran to 9 million, and I'm still holding, and
Brother, you got to come on Shark Tank Wednesdays, man. If you're going to chill for this long, come on, guys. Come on. Guys, let me reset the room, not trying to single out Saga. If you want to show your project, especially for a longer amount of time, that's why we got Shark Tank Wednesdays, baby. You come on here. We got real investors. We got whales in here who are going to throw money potentially at your project. But right now, we're talking about the macro market. We're talking about the overall what the fuck is going on in the world of crypto. Shark Tank Wednesdays, contact Zach Humphries, myself, or the other Zach from Subway. You know where they make the sandwiches. Because then you're going to have real people, real investors, and Zach is being brought back up right now, and he can probably explain a little more, even better than I can. Thank you.
Let's try to bring Zach back up here. See if we get him back up here. Zach, hopefully we get you back up on stage.
Today.
But guys, who down there in the chat wants to come up? You know, these conversations are a lot better when we get more voices, different ideas, different opinions, different thoughts. Come on up here. Do not be afraid to come on up here and join us on stage. But Brad Garlinghouse had this to say yesterday when the XRP news broke late yesterday. It was right around 5 o'clock when the news broke. He said the SEC asked for $2 billion and the court reduced their demand by 94%. Recognizing that they had overpaid their hand, we respect the court's decision and have clarity to continue growing our company. This is a victory for Ripple, the industry, and the rule of law. The SEC's headwinds against the whole of the XRP community are gone. And so that was Brad Garlinghouse's comments made yesterday, which I couldn't agree more. Definitely sets a new precedent. And excited about where we're going here. Now, you know, when we think about the macro, we still have a long way to go in terms of inflation, in terms of just the global economic, you know, kind of sphere right now. We've got, you know, a record almost $18 trillion in household debt right now. We got 12.5 trillion in mortgages, 1.6 trillion debt in auto loans, 1.6 trillion in student loans. I mean, people are suffering, and that's why we haven't really seen the retail come back. And I hate to be negative, but I'm just giving you guys numbers here. And then credit card debt too, 1.1 trillion in credit card debt. Total household debt is now up 53% in the last decade. Total credit card debt is up 50% since 2020. Think about that. Total credit card debt is up 50% since 2020. And we're sitting here wondering why people don't have the ability or they're not investing in crypto. They just don't have the excess cash right now. So we're still waiting on kind of the macro to get better. Now, we do have rate cuts potentially happening next month, which I don't think necessarily fixes the problem, but it could put a Band-Aid on it, right? We've got delinquency rates on credit cards and auto loans nearing all-time highs that we haven't seen since 2008, which was the big housing crash. So there's no doubt that we're still fighting inflation. And, you know, that's why a lot of people are saying it might get worse before it gets better. And I'm not saying this to be all Debbie Downer or doom and gloom. I'm saying this to prepare ourselves for the worst. You know, there's an old saying, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, right? And I think that's really important. We kind of look at it that way. How do we position ourselves accordingly? And I think a lot of it comes down to, are you taking profits? Are you building a cash position? Are you getting into blue chip cryptos with your meme coin gains? Are you getting into real estate? Are you getting into the stock market? Are you doing all of these necessary things actively in order to be able to fight any situation? Because the people who will win, if this gets better before it gets, if it gets worse before it gets better, the people who will win are the rich. Okay? It's just a fact. The rich get richer in dark times because they have the excess capital. And if you can position yourself to have that excess capital now, in case it does get worse before it gets better, then there you go. I don't want that to happen. Nobody does, but I'm just being real here. Okay. There's a lot of underlying things that are happening. And this is a macro problem. This is across the globe problem, not just the United States problem. Right. So I know that, I don't know, that might scare some of you. It's not meant to scare you. It's just meant to maybe slap you a little bit and wake up, you know, and just, are you doing everything, you know, that you need to position yourself? Do we have Zach back here or no?
We're talking to him in the back channels. He's here, but he can't speak.
Okay. But go ahead, Paige. If you want to respond to that, go ahead.
See, now I forgot what I was going to say.
My bad, brother.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Fuck, I really did forget what I was going to say. I mean, I can speak to that point, though. I mean, America, I mean, the rest of the world is getting pinched, but America is really getting pinched. The middle class is almost gone completely, in my opinion. I think most people would agree right now. Like you said, the wealthy are just getting wealthier. Look at, you know, COVID. Look how much more money these big corporations made. Look how much, you know, the prices on everything, and this inflation is pinching the average American. And I mean, I lived through it. I told you guys, you can ask my mom. I was living in Boston. My rent literally doubled during COVID. Like, during a pandemic, my landlord sold the building, and literally my rent doubled. It went twice as high, guys. Now, I don't know many people in here that could pay double the rent immediately. Like, hey, next month, your rent's doubling. I basically told my landlord to fuck off. But that's basically what happened. So, like, America's getting hurt. And, I mean, we talk about this all the time. The housing bubble in America is awful. I know, used automobiles are at all-time highs for, like, really shitty cars. Like, one of my friends owns a business, and he owns a big tattoo shop in the States, and he bought a new truck. And the new truck, I mean, granted, it was fully loaded, but it was like $80K. And I'm like, dude, $80K for a truck? I remember when trucks were like, a good truck was like $25, $30K. And he's like, $80K. Like, it wasn't like no crazy, like, TDRX Raptor and all this other shit. It's like America is getting really, even for people who are quote unquote wealthy, if you don't already own property, you're getting pinched, and it's only getting worse. The price of groceries is hurting. Everyone's getting hurt. And I mean, I don't see, they're going to have to print more money or do something, because I don't see a way out of anything right now. I mean, what are we at? $35 trillion in the States in debt right now? $35 trillion. Not one person in this room could ever pay that off in their lifetime. You couldn't even get close. You couldn't even put a drop in the bucket. $35 trillion, and they can always just print more money. So why are you even paying taxes? Like, you know what? Why are you even paying taxes? Obviously, pay your taxes so you don't want the IRS off there. But I'm saying the principle of taxes. Why are you even paying taxes? They can just print the money and pay it off anyway. Like, it's crazy. It's a facade. And I hope at some point America does wake up. I hope that Bitcoin does become some type of currency that back the American dollar, so we can stop doing this selfless printing that's really ruining the American dream. How many people can go out there right now, get a nice job, raise a family, buy a house, have a 2-car garage, a white picket fence? Nobody. Most people are living in fucking studios right now, that cost $3,000 a month. So I mean, I do hope that this macro situation globally, but mainly in the United States, does turn around. And I hope, and I said, my bet, you can bet on real estate, you can bet on whatever. My bet is that crypto allows people to have that opportunity to go up. Not guarantee, but the opportunity to have some social mobility,
For sure. And I think it's a matter of time. I don't think we're there yet, but I think, we look at Bitcoin, or at least Bitcoin is talked about as a hedge against inflation, right? Similar to what gold is. And I just think we're early stages, right? So I think stacking Bitcoin is a great way to get ahead long term, in the next 5 to 10 years, and maybe even sooner, But, I look at Bitcoin in particular just for that true hedge against inflation right now. And obviously other crypto investments could be really, really solid too within certain market cycles. But I think actively taking profits right now is very, very important. We don't talk about it enough because, things are still going up, even though like the markets are crazy and the world's crazy, there's still opportunity. So just taking advantage of that and, not being greedy and stacking your chips, slowly but surely stack your chips right now and reinvest that into real estate, reinvest it into yourself. We always think we have to invest in another asset class or whatever, but reinvesting that into yourself to start a business. Maybe you want to break away from the 9 to 5. You want to get away from, this company that won't pay you what you're worth, right? I mean, that's a big thing. I broke away from that back in 2021. It's the most liberating feeling ever, living life on your own terms. And I think luckily in America, you're still able to do that. It's harder than ever. I get that, but the opportunity is there. So take advantage of that. And a lot of people take that for granted, I think. The fact that that's even an option, they take it for granted, or they think it's too hard, or, a lot of people talk a big game and they're like, but they don't really do anything about it, But I want to talk about this in the grand scheme of things. Like how can we position ourselves right now? Like, what are we doing right now? The Feds, a lot of people believe it's too late. If they start cutting rates now, markets could tank further, and they risk inflation coming back up to where it was a year and a half ago, where it was really bad, where we were truly in a recession because we had 2 negative quarters of, GDP decline. But if the Fed doesn't cut rates right now, then recession fears continue to mount like they are right now. So what do you want? You want inflation or you want the potential recession? It's like, it doesn't look great. You know what I mean? No matter what happens, I'm just being real here. But again, it doesn't mean we can't win. It doesn't mean we can't get ahead. It just means we have to be aware that there's issues, aware of the problems before we can actually actively do things to position ourselves accordingly, right? So if we're not aware of the issues that are there, we can't do anything about it. Okay, so knowing all of this, what do we do? What's our plan? What's our strategy? Clifford, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing good this morning. Appreciate you letting me come up too, by the way. Still getting over this cold or whatever it was. Some new form of sickness that doesn't test for anything. But no, man. I just think, man, again, I'm going to say this again. It comes back to energy. Like, energy costs. That's going to lower the price of everything. You got the lower cost of energy. That's going to unlock and open the door for lower cost of products. It's just how it works. The more it costs to move something, the higher the cost is when it hits the shelves. I mean, that's just from a retail perspective, but it goes a lot more in depth than that and way past my knowledge on the subject. But I do know, just as from a common sense standpoint, that's how that works. So lowering the energy, producing more energy here in the U.S., where I'm from, will definitely help us here. And I believe it would also help, our allies to the U.S. as well. And it will also, I don't necessarily like to say the word enemies because that's not I don't think that's the right way to refer to other countries that aren't considered allies. But it will also help those countries too. If anything, it will produce or create more competition. So competition usually leads to lower prices on things. So you want that healthy competition there, and I think it all comes back to energy, man. All forms of energy is what we need to be producing, whether it's green energy, whether it's fossil fuels, nuclear, dare I say coal, whatever energy we can produce, natural gas, it needs to be produced. And then you will definitely see people will have more money in their pockets. That will unlock the ability for people to invest into risk assets because they will have more money to be able to do it. It's like economics 101. But yeah, that's the first step, I think. And then as far as real estate goes, I've got some right now, but I'm actually about to list it because I'm in the belief that once that happens, interest rates lower. Of course, people are going to be trying to get out there and buy stuff, but I want to hit this top. I want to hit this top where we're at right now. So I'm actually about to list the stuff that I've got and try to get rid of that and get some liquidity in my pocket and get out of that market while it's on the top right now. And then I'll turn back around after that, and I'll rebuy back into it. Once that, if you want to call it a bubble, once that pops, I'll buy the bottom on that one. So just like a cycle, man, just rinse and repeat. That's what I'm going to try to do with it, and we'll see where it goes. And then besides that, thinking long term on your blue chip plays, it may kind of suck right now. But if you think, maybe 5 years at the most, something like that, if you're willing to sit on it and kind of mark that off already, write it off as, that money's gone, and just let it sit there like like a 401k or a savings account, something like that, you'll probably be surprised in 5 years where to be at. So, I mean, right now, play with some small money in different meme plays or whatever. Try to stack it up like you guys talk about. Throw that in your blue chips and then chill. And that's about all I got, Zach. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Acting like that money's gone. I preach that all the time. Once I invest in something, and there's Zach make fun of me all the time. You hold everything forever. I mean, I do. Once I invest something, I set price points, and until they hit certain price points, my numbers, whatever it is per project, is always different. That money's zero. I gambled that away already. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin. It doesn't matter if it's the shittiest meme coin you can think about. It's until I hit certain price points, I have a plan. And a lot of people come into crypto and they don't have a plan, and that's what fucks them up. So, like, even the other day, I wrote down all the coins I wanted, blue chips, meme coins, whatever. And I said, here's all the numbers I want. Here's, how much money I have right now. Here's how much money I'm going to bring in, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I did? I just threw in the ChatGPT. I said, ChatGPT, I already have a plan for this, but I want to see what you guys, how you can, accelerate this a little bit for me. And they gave me a whole plan. They gave me a whole 6 to 12 month plan on, hey, you could do this, you can do this. It was funny because ChatGPT said, not financial advice at the bottom. I say, oh, that's good. But that's, if you invest in something, and you have conviction in it, that money's going to hit your price targets. I don't care if that price target's only $100 higher. If you get into Bitcoin now and it goes up $100, and that's when you're going to pour out $5, But have price points. I'm telling you, it's going to save you a lot. Listen, that whole market dump this last weekend, if you have price points, you don't give a fuck. You either bought in more, like Zach said, both Zach said they did, or you just held, like me. I'm just like, I'm not selling shit. And like I said earlier in the show, if you sold at 52, 53, 51, 40, 50, 49, you lost. Because now you got to buy in higher. It's at 58. It's at 58, and you lost for no reason. You could have just chilled or doubled down on it. Have your conviction plays. I'm going to get off my soapbox, but have your conviction plays. And write a little spreadsheet. And you know what, motherfuckers? Get on ChatGPT right now and make yourself a plan. I'm telling you, that shit was dope. I was like, that's 6 to 12 months. These are the picks I want. What do you think? How should I move? And, obviously I had a plan beforehand, but I'm just using that as another asset in my portfolio to move stuff around.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's good stuff. I want to hear from Gidget and then Free Trump. And Pate, I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes. So I'll be listening here, but I just got to do something real quick. Maybe not even 5 minutes, but I want to hear from Gidget and Free Trump, and I'll be back.
Good morning.
Yo, what's up, Gidget? How are you? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How about you?
Oh, I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Me too, but I'm working. That's one of the points I wanted to bring up. It's so hard right now with I want to do crypto full time, like Zach was saying, but I work that 9 to 5 job. So, I mean, it's hard to get out of that when you rely on that money for living. And I tried to do crypto full time by booking AMAs for somebody, but it's just not, I guess it's not, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's hard to do, to get into it for full time.
I feel you. I'd be doing Uber Eats, and that has allowed me to kind of create my schedule. And if you live in the area where you can make $100 to $150 a day, I know. Well, for me, it might be different because I have no kids, no wife, nothing. Right? I have an apartment that's $1,100 a month, but I can make $150 a day and have enough time to do my crypto and stuff, like how I am this morning. So I don't know. There's different things if you can maybe find options.
I think
my mortgage isn't that bad. I'm sorry.
Real quick. I think the other thing is a lot of people don't realize that we're still really early to the cycle. The massive gains that will come through the cycle, if the bull market continues, we're nowhere near, guys. Look at VeChain right now. It is 10x from its all-time high. And normally, when projects hit their all-time high, it fucking does another run because you're in price discovery. VeChain, not near it. Fucking Cardano, not near it. AVEX, not near it. You can go look at the top 100 and see all these. And I'm not talking about shitty plays. There's a bunch of shitty plays, not in the top 100. I mean, there might be a couple. I'm talking about just shit, like real solid blue chip things are so far from their all-time highs. You're not even in the cycle yet, really. You're not. We're here. We're at like the door, and once we get there, that's when you're going to make your quote unquote gains. So, I joked yesterday about, hey, everyone go get the McDonald's application because it's all fucking over. It's like, the real thing is, we're not really there yet. We're all kind of just sitting sideways for most of it. Outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum that are really moving, and I guess you could say XRP that's moving recently, we're not really in the cycle yet. We haven't felt it. Outside of memes, but memes are such a fucking gamble right now. If you want to do crypto full time, you start now, because in 3 months, shit will take off one way or another. You got the election coming up. You got rate cuts next month. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Fed is they're doing buybacks. I think Zach Humphries, when he gets up, we can talk more about that. But they're doing buybacks. They're going to be spending billions of dollars in buybacks starting this month. Like, the printer is basically back on. The cuts there, and then that's when you're going to make money in crypto. That's what, when that shit happens, when the market conditions change, that's when the money's really going to start flowing in. That's when retail will have a little bit more money, and hopefully people's incomes get a little boost. I hope that kind of helps you out. I'm a little too serious today, I feel like.
No, it does. I just wanted everybody's opinions of what they do, because, like I said, I've been trying to do it full time. It's just not working out for me right now, but maybe it will, like, once the bull hunt run hits.
Well, Gidget, I will say this. The only reason I'm full-time in crypto is because I've built a business, right? So I'm not just an investor. I've built a business, multiple businesses, YouTube, my private community. It's all about multiple sources of income. You can't do it just with one thing, so building a business in this space, or finding a job in this space and becoming an investor, right? There's those opportunities. Sorry if you guys can hear that background. They're working in my basement. It's going to be a sweet podcast studio. It's going to be sweet.
You say this like every day. They're working in the basement. They're working in the
Well, they are. They are. And but anyway, but yeah, it's, I wouldn't be able to be doing this full time just by investing. I'm doing it because, I built a business here, and that's what I think is really important. And sorry, that thing is making me lose my train of thought here. But
Zach,
yeah, go ahead.
So you're saying the people who work the hardest make the most money?
Pretty much.
No, I would disagree with that completely. The people, no, that's not true. The people who work the smartest make the most money.
Well, that's fair too. Yeah.
You can work as hard as you want.
Yeah.
100%.
Smart,
Listen, guys, the internet is your friend. Okay. The internet will help you make money. So just think about companies that do well. Like, okay, I have XT Algo. That's a separate LLC for me. That is a subscription-based model. So what does that mean? That means that, people can sign up using the monthly, quarterly, and yearly. And I've built a tool that I can sell to my audience. By the way, I have free traffic. Okay. I am the marketing. I don't pay for marketing. I am the marketing. As long as I show up every single day and put the time in, I can sell a product or service on the back end of my YouTube channel. This is what it's about, right? The biggest trap in life and really in the job market is trading your time for money. If you really want to get ahead in life and you want to live life on your own terms, you cannot trade your time for money. That's why real estate is so powerful. People who own real estate, they're not trading their time for money. It's called passive income. Okay. As long as I show up on YouTube every day, I'm going to sell 1 or 2 XT algos a day on a subscription-based model. As long as I show up on YouTube every day, people are going to want to come to me and market their token. Okay. As long as I show up on YouTube every day, I'll continue to get more affiliate deals. Right. So this is the way out. You can't trade your time for money, and utilizing the internet in order to do that is key, is crucial. So this, I know we're kind of going macro here a little bit, but that's the secret. That's one of the biggest secrets. But Paige, to your point about the buyback, so news came out. It's going to be an $8.5 billion buyback in August, $31.5 billion buyback in September, $10 billion buyback in October. So yeah, the printers are coming back on. But here's what I'm thinking. Here's the way I'm looking at it. And I don't know exactly if this is how it's going to play out, guys. But this is how I'm positioning myself. What if we get a bull run the next 4 to 8 months and then we go into a recession? Can I make enough money? Can I make enough money in the next 4 to 8 months and live well below my means? You know, not go out and buy all this crazy shit if we start making some money in these next 4 to 8 months. What if we get a little bull run and then we go into a deep recession in the back half of, you know, our 2020 decade here? And by the way, I'm not alone here. Many people way freaking smarter than me are calling for this. So that's how I'm positioning myself. Will it happen like that? I don't know, but I'll be prepared if it does happen like that, because now I'll have cash position to where if things get really bad for 3-4 years or whatever toward the back half of this decade, I'll be prepared. But usually the worst of times are then followed by the biggest booms. Keep that in mind. If we go through a recession and you're able to withstand it and buy assets at cheap prices, whether it's real estate, stocks, or crypto, that's how you get ahead in life. So that's how I'm looking at this. And guess what? If we don't go into recession, we're still golden. We're still golden. Right?
Yeah, buddy, preach.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Zach. That was my game plan. My game plan is to get pretty much out of the market for the most part, at least 80 to 90% of my portfolio out by January or February. Just for full transparency for the room. And that fits that timeline. If it keeps going, great. And then, you know, whatever, when it does crash at some point, when it does retrace, I will buy back in. But I mean, I think September is going to be a beautiful month for crypto. You know, who knows? But I mean, with the rate cut and the money printer starting this month and going for the next 3, I think September, October, going into the election in November, I think this is where the money's going to be made. This is just my personal opinion, not financial advice. And yeah, take that money, sit on cash or sit on stables or whatever, and, you know, invest in yourself or invest in real estate or just fucking chill. You know, chill for a couple of months. Don't blow all your money, but chill for a couple of months. And like Zach was saying, invest in yourself. And I don't think a lot of people realize investing in yourself encompasses almost everything you do in your life. Bro, if you're overweight, like I kind of am, I'm investing in the gym. Guess what? Health is wealth. If you don't have good health, none of this money matters anyway. So, like, you can invest in yourself by just getting a gym membership. That's an investment in yourself. You can go get some fucking books and learn something. You can go on the internet on YouTube. The other day, I was on YouTube just listening to, like, the top 100 philosophers of all time. Why? Because I just want to know what people think from out, you know, the ages of mankind. And, I mean, that's also an investment. It didn't cost me anything. It cost me a little time. I actually fell asleep during halfway through because I was tired, but I was listening in my dreams. You know, like, investing in yourself looks different for everybody. You know, if you want to be a chef, yo, go get some knives, baby. Go invest in some knives, get your little cutting board, and start going on YouTube and doing stuff. Investing in yourself, I'm telling you, from my personal story, and I'm going to shut the fuck up after this. My personal story, last cycle, Dogecoin. Sold all my Dogecoin at 10 cents. Don't fucking laugh at me. Sold all of it at 10 cents. Massive profits, really, but sold all my Dogecoin at 10 cents and bought a camera. And that camera allowed me to film my first movie, which I won like 9 awards on. I filmed my second movie, and now I travel the world, literally travel the world with top DJs. You name the DJ, I probably shot them in one capacity or another. And all because I invested in this one camera. That was it. I was like, I got to go big on this camera. This is it. And it started a whole business for me. A whole business. Like, I'm highly in demand right now throughout all of Europe and normally in the States. Just because I invested in myself with the camera. I'm going to get off my soapbox. You probably won't even hear from me for the rest of the day unless I'm laughing. But guys, I'm telling you, I said this before on this show, investing in yourself is the best thing you can do for yourself. Period. Fuck crypto. Like, yes, get into crypto, but fuck crypto. Invest in yourself. Because you can make more money when you invest in yourself, and then you can buy more crypto later.
Yeah, and I know today's a little bit more of a serious topic, but you know what? Every once in a while, we should do this. This is important stuff, and it's more macro. It's more about mindset. It's more about positioning yourself. This is very important. And I know, like, you know, this might not be the most fun discussion today or whatever, but I mean, JP Morgan, you know, take it for what you will. They just gave it a 35% chance that we enter a recession by the end of the year. And again, it's just a predict. I mean, who knows? Okay. But again, the conversation has really picked up around all of this. And we're going to see what happens, with the feds and what they decide to do. But a lot of people believe they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, that there's going to be a hard fall here, regardless of what they decide to do. Okay. We can't change that. What we can control is how we position ourselves, what we do from now until the end of the year. Right. So that's why, these discussions are important. Let's go to Free Trump and then let's go to Kendu.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Free Trump. Conversation's great so far. And not only that, what everybody's been saying, dude, I'm like 110% on board with that. It's the smartest person I personally know in my little circle in real life, right? He's a businessman. He's a big business dude, and he has property all over the United States. And this guy here, he buys property in the state I live in, which is North Dakota. Everybody laughs at that, but trust me, there's oil here, which means there's money here. And Bill Gates is here now. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on because we have a lot of land. But the smartest guy I know in real life, he's a huge businessman, big real estate guy. He does have property all over Fort Lauderdale. I mean, it's just crazy. It's sick. Like on the beach, on the little canal, everything like that. And yesterday, he just told me, hey, I'm going to pull back a little bit because we're going into a recession. Those were his words. I'm going to pull back a little bit because we're going into a recession. Normally, this guy is like buying everything he can get his hands on. He's buying apartment complexes, condos, anything he can rent, he's buying. Anything he can develop, he's buying. And right now, he's like, nope, rates are too high. Rates are probably going to go up a little bit more. He goes, it looks like everything's poised to do a big crash. Now, the one thing he's not in crypto. So he really doesn't know anything, like nothing. He knows nothing. He doesn't know any of the lingo, nothing, open source, blockchain, none of this stuff. And I mean, if I said layer one to him, he would think he's close, right? Because he would think that's the foundation you pour when you're building a new building or an apartment complex. So he's close. So they do kind of correlate with each other, but he knows nothing about crypto yet. Get this. This guy owns a bunch of Bitcoins. So even though he knows nothing about it, one of his people, meaning like his accountant or whatever, told him to buy Bitcoins. And he bought them at 65,000. So the stuff I hear from him almost on a daily basis is he laughs because he goes, this clown told me to buy Bitcoin at 65K. And then the other day it went down to like 49K. And this guy, he was really upset. He's like, this clown told me to buy it at 65,000. It's at 50 grand. And I'm like, dude, don't worry. It's going to come back up. It's all good. You're sitting in a good position. And then guess what he says? He goes, yeah, I know it's going to go up. He goes, but I don't have, and I swear to God, I was looking at myself in the mirror when he said that. He goes, I know it's going to go up, but I don't have the kind of time to sit around and wait for it to go up. And he goes, so when it goes back up to 65, I'm out. And I'm like, damn, dude, no, you don't get it. We're coming into a bull run within the next 14 months. I believe Bitcoin's going to hit in 14 months. It's probably going to hit over 100K. But see, this guy wants the money right now. And it's people are conditioned for different things. But who doesn't need the money right now? And this is where I always say I wear a tinfoil hat. It never fails me. Who doesn't need the money right now? The people in charge. They're already billionaires. We know who the family is that's already the trillionaires that are actually printing the money, right? They don't need the money right now. They can slow roll us. When you're playing Texas Hold'em, you know you have the best hand, and you slow roll the whole table, and you stand up and you just about get stabbed because everybody gets pissed that you totally screwed them, right? They have the best hand. They're slow rolling us. So all you have to do is back out just a tiny bit and see everything is still going up. Even though we're down right now, this is like the greatest time to dollar cost average. And you could, today, for the blue chips, today, you could throw a dart at your wall and just labeled with blue chip cryptos, and you're going to win in the next 14 months. It's just going to happen. It's just the way it is. That's blue chips, right? Meme coins, obviously totally different. But then if we went over to the meme coins, you would look at, like what I do, the political meme coins right now. I look at the election's November 5th. So whether or not Trump or Harris get into the office, you can pretty much guarantee I'm going as deep as I can go into the Harris and Trump meme coins. Like, it doesn't matter to me if I put X amount of dollars in, because no matter who gets it, the other one's going to 10X or 100X. So if I know for a fact Harris was going to get it, and I put like $100 in the Harris coin, I know that thing's going to 10 grand or whatever, you know? So that's how easy this is. Now, if I lose my $100 in the Trump meme coins, big deal. I made 10 grand on the Harris meme coin, and vice versa. The only thing is the Trump coins have been out longer than Harris, because Harris is the newest contestant. So earlier there was a gal saying about, you know, she's new and she's still working, and a lot of people are still working. They're not, you know, they're not chill, and they don't have forever income anymore or currently. I found a little plan on Twitter a while back, and I wouldn't take credit for it, but I can't remember who it was. Otherwise I'd say it. But they did this 10 multiplier thing. They said, I took $10 and I put it into a high risk meme coin, and I doubled my money and I pulled it out. I did that 10 times and I made $5,000.
Yo, I literally preach this all the time, guys, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally say you need 3 10Xs from $1,000. Wait, 3, right? 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 4, 3 or 4, whatever. You're getting to $1 million with a handful of 10Xs. That's all you need to know.
Right.
Free Trump, I'm 100% with you, baby.
And you know what? Yeah, that's great. And I'm not taking credit for that. I saw that on Twitter, and I thought, there's no way you could make 10. You can't make $5 grand off $10. Like, that's the way my mind thought, right? And then I looked into it, and I'm like, oh my God, $10 is $5 grand if you multiply it by itself 10 times. Holy shit! Like a light went off in my head, and I was now. This is a while back, right? But before that, I was doing like crazy across the board, like $75 here, $100 here, $3,000 here. I mean, $4,000 there, $40 here. And then I thought, you know what? I'm getting too crazy with this, and I don't know if I'm winning or losing right now. I don't know if I'm up or down. So then I scaled back, and I started writing it down on just a notepad, not on my phone, on an actual notepad, pen and paper. And I started paying attention to it. And I'm like, I'm giving myself limits, right? And financially speaking, I'm pretty good, pretty well off, but I still do $10 trades because I challenge myself a lot. I go like, can I make $5 grand with 10 trades? And I'll be like, I'm going to put $10 in this one. And if it goes, great, double it and keep it going. I haven't done it yet, but I've done pretty well on a few of them, but I've never quite got to that magical $5 grand yet. But I got close. Like I got up there, and then I put it in one, and it rubbed on me, and I'm like, fuck. So I think I was like one trade away from 10 grand, or excuse me, $5 grand, and then that one got rugged. But anyways, just long story short, I don't want to babble. There are ways, but if you are working and you don't have thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars to throw around in high risk coins to make some money or cheddar, man, that $10 thing really had me going, and I still do that to this day. And this was a long time ago when I saw that post. So yeah, it's still possible. And you know what? It's fun. All right, I'm mute.
Yeah, we talked about this multiple times on the show, especially with these meme coins this cycle. You have a really high probability, if you have a solid meme coin, you get in early to 10x, even 100x relatively quickly. You're getting, sub 500, 1,000 market cap, depending on, factors, obviously. But on this show, we called multiple of them, right? And obviously there's a few that we missed, but we called multiple 10Xs on here, you know? And even if some of them dropped, like Mape went up to 20 mil before it did its fucking drop, you know? But like he called that on $1 million. If you just put $1,000 in right when he called it and said fuck it, or even $100, it 20x, you know? It's it went up for more than that. It was like 25. And you can pull that, sit on the sidelines for a little bit, or put it in a blue chip. Because again, all these blue chips haven't moved yet, guys. I'm telling you, that's the biggest thing. The blue chips have not moved. They have been so soft. Jasmine has not moved. I love Jasmine. It hasn't moved. VJ, I love it. Hasn't moved. These things haven't moved. Make your money in meme coins, not financial advice, but make your money in meme coins, get into your blue chips, and get prepared for the run. That's what I'm doing.
Let's go to Kendu and then Grizzly.
Yeah, good morning, back. Cheers. So I wanted to turn in on about a gadget. You were speaking about how difficult it can be to create a sort of like this brand, like making yourself a brand or whatever, making money on crypto on X. And these mediums, crypto and free public media like HGACESS are just like huge opportunities to do this. And you can do it beside your work. It doesn't require that you put in 8 hours a day. It really just requires that you're consistent. You should find your niche. So you should figure out what do you like doing, and what do you think is fun, and feel free to try out some different things and get some responses from people. Like, for example, by hosting spaces or joining a community. It could be a meme coin community, for example, and just try to throw your stuff in there and mix it up a little bit sometimes and see what works out. And when you find something that you feel comfortable with, it's really just about keeping that consistency, not letting your comfortability limit you. Like, you got to be ready to sometimes just throw your comfortability out of the window and just work through it. It's not always going to be easy, but the people that you see succeed in this world, especially the ones who started from the bottom, have all been through this. Like, I'm sure Zach started somewhere, and now he's got more than 100,000 followers, and he's got thousands of people doing this with him every day. But he started somewhere as well, and now he's able. It's been taking some years, obviously, but he's learned a lot along the way as well, probably, right? So yeah, there's enough opportunities if you're just willing to take the ones you're given. So you don't have to chase. Don't chase the dream. Like, take the opportunities that can align with your dreams. Really, that's just my best advice. Cheers.
Love it. Yeah, and there's so many opportunities in Web3. You know, you could become a community leader in a token. You can go to these conferences and talk to people about your strengths and find a way in. Right? I mean, there's so many ways to go about it. But you know, and I don't want this to sound too harsh, but a lot of people just like to complain. You know, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You know, and even like family members and things like this, I see this a lot with friends and family, and it's like, okay, you're complaining about your situation, but have you done anything to change it? Have you taken one risk? Have you thrown yourself out there like at all? You know, so how do you expect anything to change? It's not just going to fall in your lap.
Exactly, it's not going to fall in your fucking lap. You got to be willing to sacrifice some things. There's going to be people along the way who's not able to see your vision and who doesn't have the same understanding of what you're doing, and they might try to pick you down, and they can pick you down because of jealousy or because, I don't know, people have some strange fucking tendencies when it comes to other people succeeding.
A lot of people want to see you do well, but not better than them.
Exactly. That's fucking key.
Yeah. And you know what? There's another saying that goes along with that. Like, you know, what friend is a friend that doesn't want to see his friend fail once in a while? You know, it's the same. It's kind of the same along the lines.
Yeah, let's go to. Yeah, go ahead, Kendra. You got something there?
Yeah. So the friends that will stick with you even through the things that they don't understand that might seem ridiculous, but will try to understand it rather than just trying to take it apart. Like there's in the terms of how people try to analyze a situation or act or something like this. For example, when I crawled up some national monument in Denmark and smashed a plate on my head. For example, a lot of people in my nearest friends and stuff, they're like, "You're fucking crazy. That's stupid. Like, what are you doing with your life?" And really, I don't know, but it creates attention, and sometimes that's just enough, you know. And these people, some of them, just I had to leave them behind, really, because they got like so narrowed vision on their first impression that they were not able to see that maybe something was going good for me anyway, you know, that they were possibly wrong on their first impression. Sometimes, and I've been necessary to admit that I've been wrong throughout my life. A lot of times I've made so many mistakes and stuff, and it's really not about making the mistakes. It's about getting back up, right? And remember the mistakes, but don't look back. Like don't regret. It just doesn't help anything. You just got to keep on working, and you're working your 9-to-5 job, and you still have this vision, and you still have this energy to come in here into spaces and work for it. I think that's fucking inspiring, really. And I wish there was more people like that.
Yeah, man, 100%. And you know, before I quit my job, like, bro, like I can't tell, like, and I'm not saying this to like look at me, like you guys know that I'm not coming from that standpoint, right? But like, I lost a lot of friends. I didn't go out. I didn't spend any excess money. Like there's like this old thing, right? Like if you give something like 6 to 12 months of your undivided attention and literally block out everything else, it's amazing how far you can go, you know? And when I was working full time, admittedly, I was doing the bare minimum basically to keep my job and to not get fired. But I was putting way more time into growing, you know, my platforms and learning as much as I could about crypto, networking with as many people as I could. And that's what it takes, you know, like these type of sacrifices. And you'll lose a lot of people in the process, but it's okay because it's a necessary evil. Like it has to work out that way, you know? But I remember, man, like waking up 5 a.m. before work started at, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I purposely bought a place where I can walk to work because that's how crazy I was about my time. I was like, I have to get this place so I can walk to work, so I can spend an extra 20 minutes to make videos before I have to go to this real job. Like literally that's how I was thinking.
And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to achieve success.
Yeah. And then I would come home on my lunch. I'd have an hour lunch break. I'd walk home, work, come back home, work till 10, 11 o'clock till I can't keep my eyes open, go to bed and do it again.
The reason why this mentality brings you amongst the top 0.1% is because 99.9% are not willing to make the sacrifices.
True.
Yeah, and you know, guys, I would say if you have a goal, it's going to help you focus your energy a lot more. I think no matter what it is, crypto, whatever. I remember my mom turned 70, I don't know, 3-4.
We lost you, babe.
Oh, my job was Uber. And I was like, my goal is to make enough money to take my mom on a 2-week vacation. And I worked the hardest I ever worked. I was doing like, I swear to God, like 18-hour days in my car straight. I put probably 150,000 miles in my car in a year. Like I worked, like when I say work my ass off, I literally worked my ass off. I would drive all day, then I would sleep in the car. You know, there was a gym near me. They would allow me to take a shower or whatever, and I would just get right back to work after I slept. And it allowed me to take my mom to Italy for 2 weeks. And this is not a like, oh, look at me thing either. It's just like, guys, if you have a goal, it's going to help you focus. It's going to help you focus. When I said I wanted to leave the United States, for those 8 months prior to me leaving, I was so focused, like so focused. Like, I need this amount of money in my bank account. I need this stuff packed away. I need this, this, and this. And once you get through that checklist, it gets easier. Trust me. Like, you'll get new challenges. But if you have a checklist, like, oh, this is my goal. These are the 10 things I need to do. Once you start knocking off the easy ones, what I would advise is, you know, knock off your easy tasks. Like, oh, I need to, for me, I needed to get a PO box so my mail can get held. So that was easy, just go to the post office, give them a few dollars, get a PO box. But once you start knocking off those easy tasks, it makes, oh, I can accomplish something. Okay, the next step. Oh, I accomplished this. Okay, the next step. And then once you finish your list, you now have, you're clear sighted. Nothing can distract you. Whether it's, people trying to party, people trying to do whatever. I'm not saying not have fun, but you're going to be so much more focused. And I really wish Zach from Subway was on the mic to talk about like how he got started in his hotel and stuff. Because you don't just get a hotel overnight. You don't just get one of the hardest businesses to run in the world overnight. He had to work, and I wish he was on the mic. He's having some connection issues. But guys, set a goal. I don't give a fuck what your goal is. Matter of fact, everyone in this room, write your goal down right now for the next 6 months. I don't only care if it wants to be go take my wife to the movies once a week or some shit. Write a goal down right now. And then, tell us about your goal. Come up to the stage, maybe not today, but another day, and be like, hey, this is the goal we talked about last week. Because you're going to start working towards it. Trust me. And it's going to make you so mentally clear and focused. You're going to do so much better than what you would do if you just said, I don't know what I'm doing today, I think we have to get to Grizzly, right, Zach? Grizzly? Grizzly, what's up, Grizzly?
Hey
guys.
Sorry.
Okay, no, continue. I'll talk after.
Can I take 1 second? I just want to say it's really heartwarming, hey, to hear that you got like that eyes on the target mentality from wanting to give something back to your mom. That's such a great reason to do it. And even though if people out here don't have relatives or whatever, like you can do it for yourself, or you can do it to help somebody else, or to inspire people like Pete just did. I'm sure. Like that's an inspiration for me. And sometimes even the little things they can paint up a big picture really. Like so I think you all guys get it. Thanks.
Bitcoin almost hit 59K, guys, looking really good. So maybe we have to have more of these serious conversations. But yeah, let's get down to Grizzly and Gidget and then Mar. And then Saga. Grizzly, go ahead. Can you guys hear me? Grizzly, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Grizzly.
Yeah.
All right, let's skip it. Go to Gidget.
All right. I was just gonna say thanks for that advice that he gave. That was good advice. I wasn't trying to complain though. I was just trying to say, how do you guys do it? Because I'm looking for that advice because I've tried to put myself out there. I have, like I said, I was booking AMAs for somebody in the space and that didn't work out. And then I was actually helping a team out, but it wasn't a paid position on a team. So I've tried to do different things.
Just keep trying. Don't quit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Just keep trying. It's never the first thing. I had 3 failed small businesses when I was trying to become an entrepreneur. So the first 4 years I was trying to become an entrepreneur, all while working a 9 to 5. I essentially failed for 4 years. But keep going. Go ahead, Mar.
Hey, sorry, I lagged out.
Or Grizzly, go ahead. Grizzly, go ahead. Then we'll get to Mar. Go ahead, bro. What's up?
Something I'd like to talk about. I'm not sure if this is the right thing, but it's it said that like new army should come here, so I came. Something has been really heavy on my mind the last week. I got scammed for 400k coins of Nero, which is a fuck ton of money. So I'm not sure how do you guys deal with such things. I really haven't been able to deal with it at all. It's overtaken my life. I think about it all day. I can't sleep. I pace around the room for 12 hours literally till my feet bleed. My jaw is locked. Sorry for ruining the vibe and all, but I'm not sure how to if you guys have any advice with big losses, how do you even deal with that? Knowing that could be potentially millions in the future.
That's rough, man. I apologize. I'm sorry that happened, man. But honestly, bro, I would just say come into rooms like this and get a good network of people around you, because if you're kind of dealing with that by yourself, it just becomes even more difficult, and as hard as it is to say this, you can't really change that, what happened, right? But you can make changes moving forward. You could put the right people around you, and all you have is today and tomorrow, right? You can't really look back. So I know that's easier said than done right now, especially because it's fresh. But honestly, like, just build your network right now. Get good people around you, high morale, positive people, and I think obviously time heals anything like that. But I dude, that's terrible that happened to you. But we're a great community. It sounds like you just kind of stumbled across us, and we're always here to kind of be in your corner, man.
Thank you. How will they get around to like getting close to those people to my network?
Well, we have a Telegram group. So if you click my profile, the Crypto Breakfast Club Twitter is the first link you see. Hop into our Telegram, man. And most people who come to these spaces are in there, and you'll kind of see how many people are in there all the time, and whoever you end up kind of getting close to, like, build those networks, build those relationships, message people, and honestly, just keep coming in here every single day. And I think you'll start to see that, we're all in this thing together. We're learning together, making mistakes together, but also growing together, man.
Thanks, man. You've made me shut up here. This has been fucking hard for me. So I'm gonna join the TG. Do I find it in the link tree?
Yeah, if you click my name, and then click the Crypto Breakfast Club, the Twitter handle, the first link there. So it's at Crypto B Club in my profile. Click that.
Okay.
And then once you get to the Crypto Breakfast Club Twitter, there's a Telegram attached.
CBC?
Yes. CBC, yeah.
Yeah, that's the logo. Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I hope this is a better start than I lost, I guess.
100%, man. And we're here for you, brother.
Thank you.
I think that's a story a lot of people can resonate with, and touching back on the trauma and crypto stuff people deal with, the mental health stuff. I think we really all got to support each other the best we can.
Yeah, 150%. I think we're going up to Mar now, and then Mutasco, is that correct? Mar?
Yeah, definitely me. Don't ever let Mutasco go first, man, over me. I'm just fucking Mutasco. Don't skip me or anyone, but not Mutasco. Because then I like to speak and then just sit back and enjoy the ride with Mutasco, But Grizzly,
it was 400K. How's it called?
400.
I got scammed with a claim that was 6 ETH worth, which is like almost $20K, but it was meant to be 400K Nero coins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. First of all, the first thing, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get a hardware wallet, like a SafePal or my favorite one, which is a Keystone. Keystone is good with all the software wallets like MetaMask, turns them into, cold storage. And yeah, man, we're up in there. Listen, I lost 18 grand on a project once. Another 7,000 recently. Straight up theft, $3,000. Project didn't even launch. So it's part of the game, man. You gotta, I'm sorry to use the word, but man up and move on. But it's part of the game.
It's still so fresh. I just keep seeing Nero go up and up.
Because this is what I tell everyone. It's hard to make money in this space. You gotta listen to this. It's hard to make money in this space. Imagine now suffering from, having in your mind this loss. It's gonna make it even harder now because it's gonna fuck with your head. It's gonna be in there. So you just gotta let it go.
I just keep losing project after project afterwards.
This, you let it go. If you have an ex-girlfriend you're still in love with, I'm not gonna tell you let it go because that's hard.
I have not gone out of the house.
What the fuck?
Yeah. If you have an ex-girlfriend, you know, they always tell you, let her go, let her go. No, that's hard. But with crypto and money, look, you got to let it go. Let go. It's over. It's a done deal. Move on and concentrate on your next project. Everything happens for a reason. Look, the project that I lost $18,000 on, it's what Zach says, join a community like the Breakfast Club. I was able to build a nice little community. It's 15 of us in there. And guess what? I lost 18K, and not even a week later, somebody drew some alpha. And by the time I've done the math, I've done like 60, 70K out of that community. So everything in life happens for a reason. I know it sucks now, but you'll get better. You sound like a smart dude. So, you know, you'll get it going on. Now I see that, Paid, don't be mad at me because of, be mad at BitBoy. Okay. BitBoy just finished posting that Cardano is going to zero. Be mad at him. It's not me. Okay.
I remember when Bitcoin was saying it's going to like $30. Fuck Bitcoin. I don't have time to be listening to him.
Second, the Russian president just signed. Putin just signed that it's legal to do mining of Bitcoin in Russia. So that's big. And the last thing, real quick, Zach, I want to throw a story out there. You know, I've gotten the hate too. A year and a half ago, you guys heard the story of my bitmaps. I got into bitmaps, and when you get in there and you connected your wallet to mint these NFT land, and it's funny. It's funny because you know you're getting these metaverse land, whatever, which are the blocks of Bitcoin, and this thing looked like Atari graphics, and I felt it was a good investment that I was going to make some money, you know. And I get excited when I find something new. You know, I get excited. And the spaces were small at that time, maybe 8, 9, 10 people on X. They weren't growing yet as they are now. And I went into a few spaces, and I want to tell, hey, you guys, this is so cool. You know, look at the blocks. You can buy the blocks from Bitcoin and stuff like that. And someone posted about me on X saying, careful with the scammer. He wants you to connect the wallet, and you're probably going to get drained with the bitmaps and all that. But at the end, you know, what makes you a man and what makes you grown up is an apology. That individual, months later, came back and said, hey, man, look, sorry about this post. You weren't a scammer. And wow, man, congratulations. The bitmaps are like $100 now. Wow, not only did I fade you, I called you a scammer. And I follow this person. This person, at least they came back and they had the mortals and they came back and they apologized. But this is the hate sometimes that you get when you're successful, you know, and it's just part of the game. You know, I go out there, I could call out plays, and they could rug the next day. Who could tell what the depth? I know I'm pretty sure that they've gone after Zach or Expo or Zach from Solway whenever we called out plays. But, you know, we can't tell the future. But that was one that I was shocked. I'm like, this fucking guy's calling me a scammer. And now I understand why, you know, because there's so many scammers out there. And it is what it is. It's part of crypto. And hopefully the government could start, getting to these people. And again, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Get a hardware wallet. If you want to, you got to take a step now forward to protecting yourself even more. Any hardware wallet will do the job, man. And yeah, that's just, before I land the plane now, it's just part of it, man. It's part of crypto. It's a dangerous game, but it also there's a lot of money to be made. And the one thing that I could tell you is that you are here and you are early, bro. You have no idea you're early. Do the math, like always doing the market cap and the liquidity. Take out the top 5 coins, and it's insane, bro, how early we are. And if you're patient, you're going to make a lot of money, and you'll forget about that money you lost.
I hope so, man. Thanks so much for the kind words. It really means a lot to talk to you guys, since I don't have anyone in real life to talk about with it. I'm not from the US, I'm from a third world country, so I'm kind of alone in this, and I'm glad to meet you guys over here. Do you guys meet up like this time every day?
Yeah, every day, 9:30 Eastern. I'm not sure what time that would be where you are.
Monday through Friday.
Yep.
9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Every day.
So, an hour and a half ago. When do you start?
I actually start a little bit sooner on YouTube, just a live stream, but this space right here is 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It starts Monday through Friday.
I believe from now, how many hours ago? When
How many hours ago? An hour and a half ago.
An hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
So like 3:30 p.m. for me. I can join that.
Amazing.
To make it every day.
I want to get to Matasco and 100%, bro. Yeah.
Coyote tokens up here is supposed to be Zach himself. Zach himself is.
Oh, I got you.
I'm here. You can't get rid of me.
Nice. Here, let's make you co-host. Let's make you co-host.
Yeah, I want to speak on some of the stuff Dave was talking about earlier. Couldn't respond. Let's see. Can you still hear me?
Hey, Zach, real quick before you're going to go more about the macro and how you built your empire, right?
Yeah.
All right. So before we get there, and we'll get to everybody. Before we get there, just a quick story for Grizzly and everybody. I'll tell you guys this story. I don't know if I've ever said this on here, and I'm not going to name the project. It's not important. But back in 2021, I invested 60 grand into a project, and really, really early. It was a fair launch. It was day one, and I invested $60,000 US. And I ended up doing okay on that investment. It ended up being like a 10x. But at one point, it was worth $7 million. And because I was a whale, I had a bunch of people conspire against me. And basically, the dev locked my wallet for 5 months. In that time, we went through a bear market. Now, granted, I was able to take profits along the way. I still hold that asset, and hopefully it comes back to where it was. But yeah, man. I mean, and this is why I talk about, like, you almost sometimes have to lose millions to make millions, or lose hundreds of thousands of dollars to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it's just part of the process. But it sucked, because for those 4 or 5 months where I couldn't do anything, you know how much money I would have profited? I mean, it's insane. But that happened, man. You know, and it's basically the same way, Grizzly. I didn't lose it, but I basically did. Same thing.
How was your sleep those 5 months?
Oh my God, it was crazy, bro. I wasn't sleeping at all, and I was in a bad place. You know?
Could you transfer the tokens to a different wallet?
Nope.
No.
Totally locked.
Once you get blacklisted, man,
totally
you
locked.
Can't move shit.
Yeah, but then they opened it back up, Zach. They opened it back up once the market tanked down below in 2022, and now they're open back up. It's fucking crazy, man.
It's like the exchanges.
Yeah, they basically. But for 5 months, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to go back to Pete was saying talking about the hotel and everything. So here it is, everyone. You cannot be lazy. Listen, I run a multi-million-dollar hotel, and I'm here every day doing this 24/7. I have a family. I have kids. I lost my daughter. I got 3 other kids, 3 animals, and I'm still here grinding 24/7. Right? I lost her, I think, last July during some crazy times. And I'm still here grinding. It's very sad, but you know, with bad comes good. Right? So I'm managing a bunch of employees. I'm currently at the hotel working. It's the busiest time of year right now. And I'm still fucking here every day grinding. So it really is up to you guys. Do you decide to make effort, or do you want to sit back and wait for something to happen? You can't wait for something to happen. You got to go make it happen. That's how you succeed. And I believe in law of attraction. And you guys are so smart coming to these spaces. Everyone here is very intelligent. You'll save years trying to gain crypto knowledge by just coming to this every day. Every day something has something to give. Now, all of us know everything, but if we bounce off of each other, that's how you succeed. You need a good group of people like this, good investors, great projects, and I guarantee you will win. So you have to put that work in. Now, back to the hotel. So it's actually been passed down through my family, but it wasn't given. I had to earn it and work for it. So my grandfather, he was from Detroit, Michigan, and my dad, not my dad, my grandfather and his father, they came out. I'm not going to name where I live just because I don't want to. They came out for vacation and they saw some hotels for sale, $20,000 back then in like the 50s. So they bought 3 of them. Right? The hotel now is worth $8.7 million. We had 2 of them. We sold one during the pandemic. we had to make the decision because we couldn't get any of our employees. They were overseas, and they through COVID they shut down all the airplanes, everything, immigration, everything's very difficult where I live. So we made the decision to close one and keep one open because the one I'm at currently has like efficiency units, kitchens, and stuff, so people could still cook, eat, go on vacation, but stay, in their one unit and still survive through the pandemic. So we probably would have gone bankrupt owning that one if we didn't sell it during the pandemic. Some rich fucking person from, I'm not gonna name where she's from, she bought it as a 1031 exchange. She needed tax write-off. She didn't even look at the place. She just bought it. But that saved us. So even though things look great, things can always take a turn for the worse too in IRL. We got really, really lucky to sell that place and just have this one. There's a lot more in depth with that. But my point is if I can do it, run a multi-billion-dollar business, be here every day, there's no reason you can't go out there and make things happen. Work hard, find great people. You can make it in this space. You just got to find your niche. And my another point too is money is really easy to make in this space. Don't get it twisted, but it's very, very hard to keep. So I suggest everyone, if you don't have a cold storage wallet, spend $150. Go to Ledger, buy one. Don't buy it through a third party. Go to their actual website, buy one. That's the best $150 you'll ever spend. I know people in here will eat $5,000 into a shipping coin and probably lose it. But why not buy cold storage and move your assets over there? As you make money, fund it like your 401k. Fund it. You'll never get dusted. Don't connect it to anything. Just move it to a hot wallet when you need money. Move back and forth, but keep that to the side. And I guarantee you probably won't get scammed. It's not online. You're the one transacting between that and your hot wallet. Don't keep your assets on a hot wallet. Move it to a cold wallet. Best $150 you can spend. Not financial advice, but for someone that has a lot of crypto and stuff, that's what I do. I got a couple of them, and I split up my assets between both, so not everything is on one. And to me, $300 is worth the investment. You can work years in this space and get dusted one time. You got to take the extra step. You have to. Safety is key. So these small little things will build you up in the future to come because crypto's getting bigger. Mass adoption's coming slowly but surely. 10 years from now, you want to see the $100 million get dusted off of a $300 investment? Just buy a fucking Ledger. I don't work for them. I'm just saying that's what I do. But I'll shut up now on my soapbox. So that's kind of the rundown of my life in a nutshell. Thank you.
Love it, man. And just to this big point here, I mean, there's a reason why Paid and Zach are up here as co-hosts. Like, from my perspective, like I don't hang around people who suck, people who drag me down. It's just really that simple. Just don't hang around people that suck. You don't have to wish anything bad upon them, but just wish them well, but don't spend your time and energy with those type of people. I mean, that's just one of the biggest things like you can control is like who you spend your time with and who you give your energy to. And it's like, this just organically happened, but I knew right away. I'm like, these guys see the world as I do. They have similar stories. They're grinders. They work hard. That's who I want to be around, period. And I could say the same thing for so many other people here, Mutasco and Mar, and even hearing from Brian, from Bitcoin on Base. These are the sort of minds and the sort of people and the sort of people with the character that I align with. And so much of having, success in life, I don't care if it's money or whatever, peace of mind. It's just being around people who make you feel good, Mutasco, what's up, man? Go ahead, Paige.
Mutasco, real quick. I listen to a guy named Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker. He's really good. I got my mom into listening to him once in a while. Listen to Eric Thomas. He's good, but he has this quote, and the quote is winners win and losers lose. That's it. You're going to surround yourself with winners, you're going to win. You surround yourself with losers, sorry. If you have a family member, a fucking friend, an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever, and they're a loser and you keep hanging out with them, you're going to lose. They're just going to hold you back. They're going to drag you down. I lost a lot of friends when I left the country. I told people, hey, I'm going to leave the country. They're like, well, you don't speak the language. You don't speak Spanish. You're going to Morocco. You don't speak Arabic or French. You don't do this. And I've been here 8 months. And you know what? Half of those people have unfollowed you on Instagram. I realized yesterday, actually. Winners win. Trust me. Winners win. You're in a room full of winners. There's another quote, my last quote of the day is, you never want to be the smartest person in a room, because that's how you're going to learn. If you know you're not the smartest person in the room and you're surrounded with smarter people, you're going to succeed. So Mutasco, being the smartest person in the room, I'm never worried about being the smartest person in the room, because he's in here and he's about to speak right now. That set the stage for you, Mutasco. What's up, brother?
Hey, I'm good. I'm feeling better now. It's so good to come out of a cold. My goodness. This is a great day for me. Yesterday was a little bit rough. But I want to make a comment. You know, most of you have heard me speak in spaces, different spaces or whatever, right? One thing you're probably never going to see is this. Mutasco would never back out. Never will happen, ever. And I have my reasons. I've run through a lot. I heard you guys talk about XRP earlier, and I want to say this. There's a saying that I don't remember who did this, where he said, rather fail with honor than succeed by fraud. And there are three things in the world that deserves no mercy: hypocrisy, fraud, and tyranny. And one of the things that I would say is this. I think John Deaton, everybody knows him. He fought for the XRP army for a long time. He had a space, and this is through his political career that he's now pushing. And a woman came up and asked him a question. The question was, you know how the media does things, right? There are some people who just don't want to do the hard work, okay? Like Zach from Subway was talking about. You don't need to know me. You don't need, I grind. I've been grinding my whole life, okay? And I earn every dollar I make. I'm not here to scam or swindle anybody. That's the last thing I'll ever think about in my brain. I have a family, and they're my whole life, okay? And there's something that people have to understand. In my professional world, I run capital projects. And these are long-term expenditure. They come with large dollars. One of the experiences I'm going to share with you is there are instances where you do feasibility studies on projects, and then they're like, oh, everything is great. And then you start into the project, and they're like, oh my gosh, we didn't find this. And they're like, okay, so we have a situation where you do a hazard test or hazard assessment. You find out, okay, what could go wrong or whatever. In some instances, you still miss some things. In this space, the good outweighs the bad. That's how I look at it, okay? And I've seen all kinds of people come and go. They say all these things that I don't even engage. There is no way you're going to get me to engage in nonsense, okay? You can go out there and spit out whatever you want. What you're not going to get from me is engage, period. And this is the comment I'm going to make. If you're here to scam people, shame on you. Because what you're missing is, this is a space that is like full of opportunity. And if you put yourself out there, do what you said you want to do, okay? Here's also another thing for people to remember. If you send your money into a smart contract, okay, we have smart contract risks. We also have technical risks, okay? And so it gets even more complicated when the smart contract is being managed by an individual or a company or organization. If you push, once you send that Ethereum out of your wallet intentionally into another wallet that is controlled by somebody, you just donated that money, okay? So it's very painful to say this, but I'm going to say it out loud. And people have to learn this the painful way. Anybody that tells you in crypto they've never gotten scammed or they've never gotten involved in they're lying to you. I've watched $50,000 move out of my wallet, okay? I've seen it in 2021. I tell you that. In fact, my wife will be a witness. It was a difficult conversation to have, okay? This is the first time I'm ever saying this out loud, but I'm saying this for a reason. And here's the reason. In DeFi and crypto, here's what you have to understand. We're here saying, hey, the banks, F the banks, F the what, F the that. And then we forget that you are in control. So if you're in control, you don't get to make these moves and then turn around and say, oh yeah, I'm blaming this guy because we all know exchanges. We all know things that are controlled by individuals. So when you decide, in fact, I don't like to put these things out there, but I've had people reach out to me privately, DM. There's only one thing I always say. I say, hey, you make the decision on your own, okay? There are instances people will come out to me and say, hey, I see this, it's sketchy, it's that. I'm like, okay, cool. But then they're like, I'm going to try and put one eat on it. I'm like, cool, you're making the decision on your own. Good luck with that. I'm not going to tell you don't do it. None of that. That's not my job. Who am I to tell you what to do? You're going to learn, okay? You're going to learn painfully. Some of us have learned, and we're living life. Life has to move on, okay? You're not going to get stuck in the past. There's three components of time. You have the past, the present, and the future. Most people get stuck with the past, okay? They keep rehashing. I promise you, if you're one of those, I'm not going to wish you bad. I'm going to wish you luck, okay? Good luck with that, okay? But what I focus on is, where are we right now? What's the future of crypto? I foresee entire cryptocurrency market cap going up to 7-10 trillion. I want to be there to see that, and that's my ultimate goal. Now, is it going to be smooth riding? No. You're going to run into all kinds of things. I go on all kinds of spaces. I sit on, talk. Here's what John Deaton said when the lady was trying to smear him. She said, 5 years ago or 3 years ago, you were on whatever. He wrote something supporting Trump or something like that, or Democrat something. I don't know who she was, but she's a journalist. And then she was trying to say, okay, so what's your point?
Did somebody mute everybody?
It wasn't me. I was on the program.
Paid muted.
No, I wasn't too young.
That's paid Morocco internet. The Morocco internet.
Morocco is a targeting. But I'm gonna close this point here. Here's the thing. I like what John Deaton said, because there were like over 500,000 people listening. Okay, and he said, "Here's what I believe in. I'm not going into the Senate position to be like representing one thing. I'm here for the little guy, and I'm gonna go for the freedom and the economic prosperity that this country has to offer." Here's what I want to say about crypto. I'm here for crypto. Am I gonna be in here and not get involved in some craziness? Yes, there will be. What it's not gonna do is stop me. Okay, that's not gonna happen. I was born in a village. I've said this out loud. Okay, some people get a wake-up call when they're in luxury, and then they lose it all, and they're like, oh my gosh, life is that. When you're by default born out of poverty, I promise you, go find one person in that situation that will tell you that you're going to hit them with something and they're going to give up. No. They don't know what give up is. So that's who I am. And I'm going to be proudly saying that out loud. Why am I saying this? I put in 2 screenshots in the comment section. This is what I always try to tell people. Do not get distracted by nonsense. When things happen, it happens. Shame. Go move on. Because what's about to happen is a big deal. I mean, this is about almost like what? It was 2022. I think somebody was talking about 2022. If you look at all the exchanges, Binance, Upbeat, OKX, Huobi, Coinbase, and some other ones, over 30 of them, their total combined transactions was running around like, I think it was 2022, it was $450 billion, right? Volume has gone down, and this is 2022. And then if you go back about a year before that, that was 2021, it was about $1 trillion, okay? Now, I'm trying to make a point. What we're seeing right now, I think somebody was talking about XRP. look at what I posted, the screenshot that I posted. There is what we call revenue capture, right? When you look at Uniswap, okay, I think it was, I was reading a report that says in July, I think in June, they did about 50 something. If you go on Token Terminal, you see that data. 50 billion in transaction volume, right? And out of it, the fees was about, I think was about, was it 10 point something million or 20 something million? And then that was the fee capture, which is a revenue model, right? So when you say, hey, I'm running crypto, how do you make money, right? It's not the pump. And then what they found out was that, okay, if you look at Uniswap Lab, they have like, they now have a DEX, right? And the DEX is like separate from the Uniswap, because when people provide liquidity, they extract the value. So not much goes to Uniswap, right? So the Uniswap created a separate interface, and that interface, the same month, okay, June, data, Token Terminal will give you that data. 4 billion in that separate interface. The value capture was about, I think 10.7 for that, and then out of 4 billion, you capture 10.7 million. And then out of 50 billion, you capture, I think it was 20 something million dollars. That was just gone. But it went to people who provided liquidity, right? Now, back to my point on, and I'll end with this, and this is why I'm saying there's opportunity to be captured here. You just have to look the right way, okay? What I'm actually excited about to see is all the movement that Robinhood is doing. The movement that Coinbase is doing. Coin entire market cap today, this is Coin on the ordinary share, publicly traded, it's at $44 billion market cap. Do you think Coin could hit 100 billion? If you think so, you're buying an undervalued stock, okay? If you think Robinhood, and I think they put out their report, their entire volume, it's about 100 and something billion dollars, right? 10% of that is crypto. So Robinhood is, if you notice that Robinhood is making some push in this side, what they're doing is, okay, 10% in crypto, but what's the average trader on age on Robinhood? Young traders, right? And most of these people are largely from the crypto community. So what are they doing? They're trying to figure out how to get into the game. But the secret that I'm trying to highlight here is you could get distracted and miss out on the next Apple, next Amazon, next Microsoft, next that. And that's what I'm trying to say here. Sometimes it's not about quick money. It's about, are you in the right place at the right time? And can you be just boring and just throw a little bit here and just wait it out? Or what are you going to do? Right? And that's what these spaces are about. And because of that, you're never going to get me to stop hanging out on you. If you're a good person, that's all I know. I hear what you say. I trust you. I give you the trust until you prove me wrong. It's almost like you walk into a bank, you open a savings account, you put your money in. The bank is not going to stop you from going to the ATM. But if you withdraw all the money, would you go back to the ATM? The ATM is not going to spit out money, okay? The same thing with humans and how we live. I'm not going to shy away from hanging out in these spaces to miss out on the bigger picture opportunity, which is this space is going to grow significantly. And what I'm realizing is that the layer 2 model, Coinbase is leading. Okay, and I can give you all kinds of metrics, but you guys can go look it up yourself. What I'm excited about is to see the competition in that space and what's going to come. And if you look at the screenshot that I posted, that is literally the business model of a layer 2. So if everybody understands Robinhood and what they do, as 75% of Robinhood revenue comes from the payments. For order flow, whatever it's called, right? In crypto, it's the MEV revenue, which is the minor extractable value, right? So they're figuring out a way, and again, the sad thing with Robinhood is that the current infrastructure that they have is all the market makers, the Citadels, the Citadel Security, and all the market makers that play around and eat out of that chunk. So once Robinhood figures out, and I'm sure they have smart people within that team, once they figure out that, oh my gosh, Coinbase in totality, I think if you annualize what Coinbase did, the base chain has done $42 million in revenue. Okay, I think as of last month, I think it was like almost $4 million. So the question becomes, at some point, guys, this whole let's FOMO in, let's hype this, it's gonna slow down. Okay, we're gonna get into serious business. Okay, you're gonna put your money into an investment, and then you're gonna earn something slowly. So get rich slowly. People are gonna figure that out very quickly, and that's where we're headed. And if you're not spending time here, I don't know how you're gonna make it. And I'm gonna end it this way. And I've learned this the hard way. It said, if you want to make money, learn about money. And how you learn about money is to hang out with people who are talking about money, right? It's not very complicated. It's very simple. But if you're in that midst and you're learning, is it going to be sweet? And no, every day there'll be all kinds of scammers will be running around these places. Okay, they will be running around. You just have to watch. Okay, and like I said, I've lost money, I've gained money, I've learned, and I don't think Gary or the government would teach me that. Okay, not anybody will ever be able to teach me that. It's priceless, and I keep it as a secret to myself. Stay focused. This space has a lot to offer. It's not a lie. It's not a scam. And if you have grit and you know what you're doing, you will make it. Okay? You can laugh at me, you can cry, you can do whatever. What you can't do is, I am unique in my own way, and I'm gonna just do my own thing. I see opportunity here, and I'm gonna grind for it. Literally, guys, I'm at work, and I'm finding ways. Thankfully, I have a job that I can still do that, right? Manage to be on these spaces to talk. Why do you think I'm doing that? Does it mean that I'm stupid? No, it doesn't mean that. I have kids. I have a lot that is on my plate, but I still make time to hang out on these spaces. So you have no excuse to think that, oh, one bad act is going to kick you out of this space. Then maybe you should think again. Okay? Think again. I'm just so happy. This space is a big deal, and people are going to find out soon.
Amazing. Great stuff. I do want to keep it going a little bit longer. We'll try to close it up in the next like 10, 15 minutes, but I know a lot of people want to respond and react to that. I love what Mutasko, what you said there about money. I forget which book I read this in, but it resonated so much. And then we'll keep the conversation going here. But if you want to make and keep more money, you have to have a good relationship with money. And most people who don't make or keep a lot of money, they don't have a good relationship with money. And what does that really mean? It means they spend more than they make, right? They'd never even think about investing, right? All of these sort of things. And people often wonder, I just can't get ahead. Have you really tried to understand money, to your point, Mutasko? And I love that. I think it all starts with a mindset. It really does. It starts with a mindset, and then things start happening in real life. So love the conversation today, guys. Let's keep it moving. We'll go to, I think Saga's been waiting for a while. We'll go to Saga next. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, it was just something on something you guys were talking about earlier, about like success in the space, or finding your niche and whatnot. And I think one of the big things that holds true to me, the way that I was able to, because before I got into crypto, I never had like more than 10 grand to my name at one time, and now I have more money than I've ever had. And that's just consistency, just staying at it and not giving up. So that's something that resonates with me.
Yep, 100%, man. Usually, what do they say? Usually the darkest of times are followed by the best of times. There's a great story in Think and Grow Rich that, you know, when the gold rush was happening, they stopped 3 feet away from gold. They quit. It's a true story. That another company came in, they literally went down another 3 feet, became ultra rich. And I think that that story is so powerful, right? They were 3 feet away from gold. They were right there. So yeah, keep going. Free Trump, go ahead.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I thought I was unmuted. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, so Mutasco, that's great stuff. I'm pushing half a century years old, and I come to these spaces, and I swear, I learn something new every single day. And to be my age and still learning from people that are like possibly half my age, I mean, it's a little bruising on the ego, I gotta say, but crypto wasn't around when I was younger. Keep in mind, I was told about crypto by an army buddy in 2008, and my head almost exploded off. And then as soon as you could buy it, he bought it. And the following conversation I had after that, years after he bought it and I was out, he couldn't stop laughing when I said, "So did you wind up buying Bitcoin?" And I mean, in like, this was what, 2017? He couldn't stop laughing. And then in 2021, I asked him again, I said, "Please tell me you held some of those Bitcoins. They're like $69,000. And he's like, "Yeah, I did." So, I mean, think about this. We never had crypto when I was a kid. And it goes down to the grind, man. Because if you've heard me talk before, I was 7 years old when we went door to door collecting aluminum cans. Saying those words, there's people that probably don't even understand what that means now. Why would you collect aluminum cans? What were you thinking? For what purpose? Well, back then you could turn an aluminum can bag in, garbage bag, for $1 at the recycling factory. So if you wanted money, that's what we did. Did every kid do that at 7 or 8 or 10? No, like nobody did that. In fact, we got stopped by the cops more than once walking down Main Avenue in Fargo, North Dakota with garbage bags on our backs. And they're like, "What are you doing?" And we explained to them, we're little kids. We're getting money for aluminum cans. They're like, "Did you steal those cans?" We're like, "No, we go door to door. They're pop cans from old people. What's the purpose?" We're like, we need money to go to the fair. The fair's in town. We have no cash. And the cops couldn't believe it. And I'm looking back now like, man, these were like 7-year-old kids. Have I seen any since? No. Nope. We used to have paper routes. I delivered papers until I was 18 years old in high school. Dude, I was the only 18-year-old paper boy, delivery boy in high school. Like, I had to keep that shit top secret. Because if anybody would have found out I was delivering papers in the morning, they would have bullied me into like non-existence. So yeah, and then the military comes around, great opportunities, man. And then you never stop grinding and never give up. And you read Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. I read that book. Get this. I read that book in 1999. I don't remember that story about when they stopped 3 feet short of gold. I don't. But what I remember from that book, Zach, is what was repeated in that book. If your mind can see it and can believe it, it can achieve it. I'm mute.
Yeah, that is it's the most powerful book I think I've ever read. 1932 book by Napoleon Hill. If you guys don't know it or haven't read it, you may have heard about it, but Napoleon Hill's basically, his job was to interview rich, wealthy, and successful people, and he put it into this book. That it's amazing that something could be written in 1932 and still ring true. Just that alone is freaking unbelievable. But yeah, it's super, super powerful. And he learned from the greatest and best minds of that time, and how they thought, how they think, I think was the biggest thing that I got out of it. Because if you can get into the minds of these people that are ultra successful and how they analyze things and how they think through things, and that is so powerful, right? And yeah, 100%, man. It's one of my favorites for sure. We'll go to Mar.
Yeah, no. One thing I wanted to comment on Motasco. Yeah, I've said it, and sometimes people think I'm nuts. I think that meme coins, there's going to be a wild, wild west. That's going to, everything's going to move up fast. Just like a lot of people like to invest on pink sheets in the stock market. Even though it still moves slow as hell compared to crypto. But yeah, those are the institutions, BlackRock. They're going to slow it down. They're going to slow it down, and that's why we are early, and that's why many people are saying, one, maybe two of the most massive bull markets, but they're going to slow it down because that's just the way it works, and that's just a tradition in investing, and then something new will come along, But yeah, I truly believe, the space, the gains, they will slow down big time, the access, and why? Because all these new projects that are going to come out now that they're regulated and the government approves it and the people have more trust, you're going to see more of VCs and institutions getting in early, and we're going to be the ones investing after them, and we're going to be sitting ducks, and we just got to wait, for our investment to start taking profit. But yeah, that's my take on crypto in the future. But now, like I said, we are early and we have chances to get into, you want to call them pre-sales, whatever it is, into good projects. And the VCs are not getting in, that we are the VCs, But in time, everything will just slow down. And especially when regulations, start kicking in. But there will be a wild, wild west. And I think that's, I could see, something like meme coins, of course, being there and giving chances, it'll be more, of course, more dangerous because, it'll be more high risk, like pink sheets are. But, you could make good money if you get one right.
For sure. Let's get to LFG and then John, and then we'll work to close this one up, guys.
Hey, I wasn't even sure if you could see my hand up because it's been quite a while, and I was like, is my hand working? I don't know. But yeah, great that you could. What a great chat today, though. It's been really fascinating listening to everybody. Some of the stuff, so much of it's resonated with me, like the stuff about mindset. Something you said, Zach, that I wanted to touch on about the relationship you have with money. It's like so many people don't even have any idea that I heard somebody sharing on a podcast a little while ago about that their parents were very religious and very much came from that money was the what is it, like the root of all evil sort of thing. And they kind of had this view that anyone with money was anyone who was wealthy had got it by exploiting others and was therefore bad. And this woman was sharing about how she had spent most of her life like pushing money away because she had this ingrained view that she was really barely aware of till she found it with her therapist talking about money. And she realized that she had this view that money was bad and she was pushing it away. So she was kind of like, I really want to make money, but at the same time coming from money's bad. Or some people are trying to make money coming from like, oh, I can't make money, or I'm never going to have any money, or I'm not going to be rich, or stuff, whatever it is. It's really important to look at what your, inner conversation is about money. Like, what is your relationship to money? And so, like, personally, I'm quite lucky. I come from a lucky, fortunate background. I say lucky, in some ways lucky. I come from a fortunate background. I never had to worry about money as a kid or as in my 20s. And as a result, I'm someone who grew up terrible with money. Like, I have friends who struggled and are now raking in the cash, whereas I have always kind of struggled with money. And that's why I'm loving all of this education and all of this stuff, listening to all you guys share about money and crypto. And, somebody was saying about, if you're just going to be given by fear when the markets start to go down, which a lot of people are, then you're not gonna win. You know, I think it was Ma or Free was saying, you know, you've got to hold, you've got to just stay with it and look to the future. I think Paid earlier was saying about having a goal, right? Having a goal that you know what's bugging me right now? I'm slightly distracted that I'm not seeing many reactions. So give me some reactions, guys. Thank you, Paid. But like the
What?
the goal is so important. The goal is so important, right? It's like when you have a goal. I once heard this analogy of a missile, like a guided missile, and it's going towards a goal. And if it slightly goes off course, it shifts back on course. If it slightly goes off course the other way, it shifts back on course. If you don't have a clear goal that you're aiming for, then you've got nowhere to shift towards. And all you're doing is and I say this as someone who does this, I forget this. You know, we all have these great nuggets of knowledge and then we forget them and we're not doing them ourselves. It's like, yeah, which is also why, and I mean, you know, you guys know me, I've got to throw this in somewhere, right? Which is also why Kendu has a great goal for like.
There it is.
Yeah, I knew. Come on, I didn't want to disappoint. I didn't want to disappoint you guys.
I know it.
It's been a little while. I've been on vacation.
How long is it going to take?
I've been on vacation. I know you missed me. I'm actually still. I'm in France right now on my holiday. But yeah, no, seriously though, if you have a goal like 100 billion or whatever the goal is, that's what you're shooting for. You know, you may fall short of it, but it's so important. And you know, some people's goal is to have a Bitcoin. I have a good friend whose goal is to have 1 Bitcoin, and that's a great goal. You know, so yeah. Oh, and so I just want to address something because I think it was Zach from Subway, Coyote at the moment, who tweeted a few weeks ago because Kendu had used we had the word sponsored above an article in the Shiv magazine. And you know what? We've always said we got this far with no paid sponsorship and no paid calls and influencers and stuff like that. And we did. We got to 260 million like that. And now we're down at the moment, right? It was down at the moment, but you know, fuck that. It's just temporary. But the fact is that we are now at a stage where we want to get to the next level, and that we're not going to start paying for polls and influencers and sorry guys, Shark Tanks and things like that. But we do have, if anyone here has a contact with Binance, we have $1 million in Kendu waiting to hand to Binance for them to list us. So anyone that can help us with that.
I know the guy at Binance right now. You send that to my wallet and I'll make sure. Got you. Don't worry about it.
Sure. Yeah, it's on its way, man. No, but seriously, I mean, there's a lot of people in here. If anyone has a connection, has a connection. But other than that, thank you for letting me up, and I appreciate you all and everything I'm learning. It's great.
I'm glad you spoke on that. That's awesome. So we expect you on Shark Tank next week.
Yep, we'll see you.
Expect away, man.
Nice. Expect it. Now, what do you think is going to happen if you get on Binance with that $1 million? Do you think they're going to take the project like most exchanges do?
I think you mean take it over.
Well, if you pay them $1 million, they're going to want tokens, and then they're going to dump that chart because that's what happens. So is it worth it, or would you rather pay Zach Humphries $1 million and we can buy a yacht and go party?
That actually sounds better. I mean, just me thinking out loud.
We'll put the Kendo. Hey, we'll put the Kendu logo on the side.
Yeah,
dude, I will get a Kendu tattoo. A lot of people don't know I have tattoos. I will get a Kendu tattoo.
A big QR code, scan right to that. And
We have quite a few people who have Kendu tattoos. We have someone who has a full side Kendu tattoo. Another guy who got a full back Kendu tattoo. These things happen.
I'll get one. I'll get a big one. I'll get a big one on my fat forehead. I'll put it right on my forehead.
There's going to be plenty of yachts with Kendu signs on them. Don't you worry about it.
But I know a lot of projects. You know, they're itching for that tier 1 exchange. They're itching for it, but in return, sometimes your project doesn't. It actually doesn't benefit because they need to make money, and what they do is they sell. Yeah, they
early on,
but they dump on you. So, do you want to pay $1 million for a dump? Is my question.
Of course not. But I mean, our dev knows what he's doing, and I mean, this is his strategy, and I think if you have a small dump to start with, because they decide to sell, you know, we're giving them $1 million in Kendu, so they might sell some of it, but 10%. I mean, it's bringing Kendu onto a tier 1 exchange. It means that all those people who we talk to, and trust me, I'm in France, in a little seaside town in Brittany right now, and I'm stickering this place.
But you can also
talking to
get
people.
I don't want to make this a Kendu space.
Tier 1 exchange. This is all you got to think about all this stuff. And we obviously know it's not you, it's the whole community and bigger people. Absolutely. But it's always something to think about in this space. And I always say that, like, people beg to get on a tier 1 exchange. In my opinion, it doesn't matter. It's the community that's buying it, because we know a lot of that exchange stuff is market makers and fake volume. Well, I know that for a fact. So it's like, I don't care if Coyote ever gets on tier 1 exchange. It's not my goal. My goal is to build community and have a huge support, because they won't dump like the exchanges will.
Well, I would say too, like back in 2021, like you used to get a pump, but remember there was a lot of retail money in crypto. Like right now, getting listed on a big exchange doesn't do much for you because there aren't a lot of new investors. Like the people that are in the markets right now, they know how to buy on a decentralized exchange. So if they want Kendu, they already have it for the most part. I mean, there might be some of that carryover, but until we get that big influx of new people that only know how to buy something on Coinbase, you know what I mean? Doesn't really matter too much.
It's interesting.
But a huge partnership with the Breakfast Club for year-long coverage would be epic.
And
We're going to do way more than Coinbase. We're going to do way more than Coinbase.
And it wouldn't even cost $1 million. It only cost $999.
Exactly. And
We're here.
Can I bring back an argument?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
It's what I said, man. Back in 2021, I was going to say 2001. Back in 2021, all these Chinese exchanges, the U.S. was able to get in. The retail U.S. investors, now they can't. Now they can't. And I'll tell you what, guys. Be careful. Be careful with this VPN. Because I'm going to go ahead and say it in this space. MEXC blocked me, even with a VPN, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, on the weekend. They're like, nope, you can't sell and trade. I'm like, damn, I got my VPN. Nope. They didn't give a shit about the VPN anymore. They let me get the money out, by the way. With the VPN, I was able, and I've been using MEXC for like a year and a half already with a VPN. So just be careful out there. And this is the issue, that you get into all these, we got 6 exchanges. But come on, it's a lot of money in the U.S. and they can't get in. They can't get in, and a lot of people like me, like, fuck the VPN. I don't trust it anymore.
Mar, did they force you to KYC? Maxi?
Well, I KYC with my wife. Okay, at that time, she was able to KYC. I think she still can because my wife is Russian. But I changed for some reason. I messed with my phone time with Eastern. I changed it for a second. And all of a sudden, Mexi, boom, no, this device is not from here, blah, blah. So I'm like, I turned on my VPN. Hello. And it worked for like 4 months. And then all of a sudden, boom, VPN ain't working. And I pay for my VPN. You know, I pay like $12 a month. I don't even have one of those free ones. And that's it. They're like, no, you can't. You're in an area where you cannot do sales or buys, or trying to do a buy. And but they still let you get the money out. It's when you have a problem with the KYC that they don't let you get the money out until you KYC, you know. But I was KYC, but that's it. They couldn't trust my device anymore in the area.
This is why.
Where are you working from?
Yeah, Mar, where are you connecting to in the world on your VPN?
Oh, Europe.
Try Singapore. Just a tip. Try Singapore if that works.
Okay, yeah, I've always tried Europe on all of them, and it works. But yeah, man, I tried, and that's why you don't got investors coming in and these into these exchanges and buying big. They're blocked. The U.S. has blocked all of them.
Yeah, that's why.
It's the U.S. Okay. I didn't realize that the US had blocked and that you needed a VPN. I had no idea. So that's crazy.
Yeah, you only got Coinbase. What is it? Crypto.com.
Kraken.
Gemini. It's like 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like 5. Wow.
That's why it doesn't do justice. That's why the best thing you can do is community. Real investors that come in here. You got to work hard for it. But paying $1 million, you're never going to see me pay $1 million for my token ever to a tier 1 exchange. I don't even care. It's not worth it. DeFi is the future, and even Junior Trump's talking about it. He had a statement the other day where he's talking about DeFi and stuff. And if that starts moving forward, there's no reason to pay for listings. I don't see a great value in that at all. So you might have some marketing behind it, but soon most people are not going to look at that like, oh my God, they're on a tier 1 exchange and they're going to be the next best thing. No, it's how many holders do you have? What's your floor? The real investors, because the people, your huge community is already invested in you. Do you know what I mean? So I don't see the benefit I'm thinking more like a business. I don't see giving them $1 million would do any justice in the future. I just don't see that, just because they know what they do on the back end.
And then think about it like this also. Say you do a tier 1 exchange, you said Binance, but say you do another tier 1 exchange like Voyager was, and then Voyager collapses. Now it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your money doesn't matter. Guess what? I'm still getting checked from Voyager right now that they owed me from like 2-3 years ago, last cycle, because I had money caught up in it. Not a lot, but a little chunk. And guess what? You guys are not getting that money back. You're not getting it back.
You know what you guys should do? Not financial advice, but you should take that $1 million and go buy some Bitcoin with it. There you go. That's a better investment than giving it to something that you don't know 100% guarantee it's going to benefit you. Go buy $1 million worth of Bitcoin. I guarantee in 10 years, Kendo will be alive, because you could sell it and put it back into your chart. You could be strategic. Man, I should work for Kendo.
Yeah, that's, you know what, I will genuinely pass on. I'll make a summary of this advice and I'll pass it on to the dev. Yeah, I appreciate all this, guys. We do have just on the. Sorry, yeah.
So I just want to airdrop if that comes to fruition. Thank you. I'll mute.
And as a co-host of the Breakfast Club, I would also be expecting an airdrop because this was talked about on the space. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a great TG that's almost identical to the Kendo ecosystem one, and they're always offering airdrops. You just search for Kendo ecosystem, click on the wrong one, and they'll give you apparently they've got an airdrop going all the time. So yeah, no, don't do that, guys. Don't click on that one. I'm kidding. That is a scam. But yeah, I hear you guys. Listen, I plan to drop everybody some freaking money when we're rolling in it. That's the plan. On the subject of the community, I mean, I feel like we've got that side of it going great. So it's like maybe a bit of both, you know, hedging our bets. But yeah, anyway, this isn't a Kendo space. I really appreciate this advice, and I think the advice is useful to everybody as well, which is good.
I agree. So when you got that $1 million sitting right now, the thought is shouldn't be these people are going to help me. No one's going to help you. You got to help yourself. When it comes to exchanges. So what can you do with that $1 million to make more money? In my suggestion, not financial advice, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the top stuff. We know later down the line, because we're all here 10 years from now, it's going to be worth more than what it is now. So longevity in your project might be a better asset as having Bitcoin as a backing. If in case anything happens, some big whale dumps, you can sell a little bit and put it back into the chart and keep that floor up. That would be, as a business-wise, that's how I look at things. You know, it's not what people are going to do for me. What can I do for myself? And usually you'll win if you think outside the box. So, and that's Zach from Subway talking, not guy.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
I'm going to drop now. Appreciate you.
Let's go to John, and then we'll close this one up. Thanks again to everybody for being with us again today. Unbelievable space. Go ahead, John.
Hey, what's going on, Zach? Good morning. Good morning to everybody, actually. I noticed Mutaska mentioning John Deaton, and just a little bit of a backstory of myself anyway. I work in state government here in Massachusetts, and my building is across the street from the Massachusetts State House. So I see John Deaton on a semi-regular basis, honestly, just kind of walking down the street. He's a recognizable figure in my world anyway. He actually thought it was pretty funny. I ran up to him, kind of like a semi-celebrity, go, "Hey," when I first met him face to face, go, "Hey, you're John Deaton." He goes, "Hey, there's not a whole lot of people that kind of run up to me like that." He goes, I go, I'm a big investor in Defi, in crypto space. I kind of showed my DeFi token to him a little bit. Landlord. I'm here representing Landlord, FYI. But besides that point, I mean, he's a pretty notable figure in our in our state government ecosystem at this point. He actually has a lot more support on the street than you'd realize. And his net worth in Bitcoin's totaling approximately 82%. So he very, very well may be one of the highest percentage holdings for potentially elected official in United States history. So he's a pretty high figure in our space at this point. And he was really interested in the Landlord. I kind of told him just the status of the project, where we came from, and just the grassroots kind of profile that we've taken on, and just the strength of the community in the decentralized space, the more decentralized space, aside from stable coins and Bitcoin, Ethereum, the big ones, the big players in the game. I think as far as regulation goes, though, I mean, we're so far ahead of that right now. We're still so early in this that potentially every one of us on this call right now could potentially be a millionaire in the not so distant future, in the next 10, 15 years or so. We are just so early to this, so early to the game still. I really came in here to show my token, to show my project, Landlord. We've proven through this crash that we can maintain $1 million base, $1 million floor. So anybody that recognizes me from maybe talking about Landlord in the past, over the past month or so, we're still as strong as can be. We're growing in holders, and we just crossed over the 10,000 mark. We just ran a holder scan check on our address, and yeah, we've got about 10,100 and some odd holders. So we're still holding strong. Our base is growing every day. We're hitting spaces. The true test of a project are the ones that can last through these global market crashes like we saw a couple days ago. And as I can see now, a rise